Hello, Internet 51 Napa here, or hello, every Pony Apollo here, and welcome to the Reactor, Season 2, Episode 5. Today we're going to be looking at the RMS Titanic slowly sinking around.
Start from the beginning, because it just started going live.
Yeah, we'll do it live.
Alright,
so we're going down
to the intro.
Hello, Internet 51 Napa here, or hello, every Pony Apollo here. Welcome to the Reactor, Season 2, Episode 5. Today, along with FutureRail and Jonathan, we are going to be watching the Titanic slowly sink her ass into the Atlantic. And say hi, you guys.
Hello, FutureRail here. What's up?
Hey, Jonathan. Extreme Train.
Alright, so leaving off where Apollo left off, we basically are going to sit on our butts for 2 hours and 40 minutes just watching a ship slowly sink into the Atlantic. What do you guys got to drink? I got some, got a nice bottle of Dr. Pepper Cherry in a Adventureland bottle, which I got from my local theme park, and some Orville Redenbacher's kettle corn. What do you guys got?
I got coffee and tea.
And Apollo?
I've got some light butter popcorns, a box of Mike and Ice, and some water.
All right. In that case, let's react. Let me pull up the video.
Let's do this.
All right, here we go. Titanic sinks in real time. 2 hours and 40 minutes of ship slowly sinking.
Yeah,
we got this. Can you imagine if we did it in real life? If we were on that ship, just eating popcorn, just like, oh, look at all the horizon, and then just, oh shit, we're sinking.
Yeah, I can imagine we're just sitting back having a brandy, you know, just like sitting in the grand staircase, having a brandy, be like, well, we would like a brandy.
Hey, Chris, make me mod on the chat.
Yeah, all right. Oh, hold on.
Because I already.
I'm gonna have to pause the video.
On there. Yeah. Do you want me to keep a watch on that and the stream?
Yep. Can I click on? What's this? Go to channel, put user, add moderator. There we go. All right, yeah, now you're a moderator. Okay. Video output low. Oh, who gives a flying fuck? It's not that bad.
Yeah, well, my whole Hangout thing froze, Google and stuff.
All right, well, I mean, do I need the live dashboard pulled up? Technically.
Well, if you're trying to make me a mod on there.
No, I already made you a mod. Do I need to technically leave my do I need to leave the
Not really. Not unless you really want to.
Well, I mean, will it cancel the stream if I don't, you know, if I close it?
No, the stream will still go. I'm watching it on my end. It's working just fine.
All right, I'm closing it then. Maybe that'll help.
All right, yeah, we should be all right.
All right,
yeah, we'll be fine.
As long as I don't close my OBS, we'll be fine. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
The sea, so beautiful, so calm, so wet.
30 seconds later.
Reading. CinemaSin. And, hey, Chris, it makes sense that we're swearing because we're on a ship. We're swearing like sailors.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, fucking iceberg.
Yeah, but let's try to be respectful there.
Yeah. The dance strike the iceberg on its starboard side.
Yep. Basically, 2 hours and 40 minutes of sitting on our ass doing nothing.
Oh, God.
Now, I just want to let my viewers know that this is not the actual sinking scene in the final game. This was actually a pre-draft that was made in like 7 days, so there's going to be a lot of textures missing, so this is just not a final game. The plan was for the guys who made this to go on the internet, upload this, do a podcast, and, you know, just delete it the next day. But by the time they got to the next morning, it was so popular that they just like, well, we can't delete it now.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see why.
Mm-hmm. And I think actually at one point, when they were filming this the first time and they were doing the podcast and watching the stream, they got like 1,500 people watching the stream all at one time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a little bit on the creepy side.
Heck yeah.
So now it's just coasting.
Yeah, it's just coasting. The engines have been stopped. Yeah, that's another thing I should add. So, you know, in James Cameron's Titanic film, it's shown that Murdoch ordered the engines to be reversed, but he did not actually order the engines reversed. He would have followed the manual, his training, which would be to put the engines to stop and let the forward motion of the ship carry the ship through the avoidance maneuver, of course, which, you know, failed, of course. But when that happened, yeah, I mean, getting back to the point, and also Lookout Frederick Fleet and, you know, originally they didn't see the iceberg at all because right away, because Murdoch actually would have probably seen it faster than he would have, and then faster than the Lookouts would have, because of his lower vantage point, because he was standing here, Lookouts are up here, so they wouldn't have been able to see it until they were looking right down on top of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the weird thing about the testimony is that Fleet called the bridge and said, iceberg right ahead, and then Moody, Sixth Officer Moody, tells him, thank you, and then you gotta think in the milliseconds here. You know, they say to hard to starboard, you know, and then basically it doesn't make sense for the ship to start, like, Fleet reported that the ship had already begun to turn when he called the bridge. So, if it's already turning, how do you explain the fact that Moody said, you know, thank you, you know, and then the ship's, you know, Murdoch rushes over to the helmsman at the time, and then he's like, you know, hard to starboard, you know, the wheel turns and all that. Now, that could not happen within a few seconds. So the more likely answer is Murdoch spotted the iceberg first because of his lower vantage point, ordered hard to starboard. That happened, and then the telegraphs called in, said, you know, we see an iceberg, you know, Moody says thank you. The engines are ordered to stop, and then that actually collaborated with leading fireman in the boiler room 6, the first boiler room to flood. Frederick Barrett, he says in his testimony that a red light and a warning bell came up, which basically signaled a change in the engine in the boiler room. So with the boilers on Titanic, you have to supply steam for a full speed condition, not a half speed, not a quarter speed, a full speed. Now, stop, on the other hand, is a whole different ball game. Basically, you have to cut off the steam to the engines, and then when you cut off the steam to the engines, they stop. But that's actually testified because Barrett said in his testimony, shut all the dampers, which means shutting these doors, I guess you could say, to cut off the air to the coals in the boilers, to cut the steam pressure off.
Yep.
How many? I forgot the time between. I know what it'll say, but time between the hit of the iceberg and when it finally stopped was how many minutes?
There you go. Yeah, like it was like 11:59 when it finally stopped for the last time. Because there's inspections being made right now at 11:45, and then they'll start the engines up again to half speed, and of course this will shove more water into the damaged areas, and then they stop the engines, and that's it.
Yeah.
So right now, even though it doesn't look like it, she is sinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to tell at that early on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at this point,
hey guys,
she's already
give you a heads up. Google Hangouts on my end is starting to act up.
All
so
right.
if you
leave the phone and come back to fix it.
Yeah, I am.
So wait, John, you're saying that you might leave? Oh, okay, so it's just backing up on John, and
yeah,
so he'll be back.
Yeah, he's gonna leave and come back hopefully.
Okay.
So now Titanic stopped as the inspections are getting carried out, and then they're going to order it at half speed.
Okay. And let's see, in terms of the pistols they were using, it was mainly revolvers, right?
Yeah, I think they were Wesley's, I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up.
Oh, Webley revolvers.
Webley, yeah. Let me look that up. Oh, wait, I'm on my phone, so I can't look it up.
I have my phone in front of me, but I'm using it to do the reaction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Captain Smith orders engines at half speed.
You know, this is a little off topic, but when GWR Studio did his goof video on the Polar Express, for some reason with that half speed, you know what that made me think of?
Oh,
What?
yeah, this?
A little bit, but when after
slow.
that,
Yeah.
It was after the Caribou crossing. The conductor says all ahead slow. All ahead slow is actually what would be said on a ship engine, not with multiple boilers, not a locomotive with one boiler.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
They would have said something like that on Titanic, I bet.
Yeah, all ahead slow. That would be more appropriate for Titanic, not the Polar Express.
Yeah.
That actually is that is actually a speed on the telegraphs. Slow ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got half ahead, which is half the speed of Titanic's top speed, which was like 24 miles an hour, 26, and then which is like in knots, it's like 22 knots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to close Google.
Don't close it.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a refill of my pop, and then start making some fresh popcorn probably, because I burned the first batch.
Alright. See you in a minute.
Yeah. Keep the commentary rolling.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. I hate this.
Don't worry, I've still got it going on mine.
No, I'm saying on my end, Mike, it's the Chrome that keeps crashing.
Try a different server.
What different server?
Do you have Mozilla Firefox?
Firefox? No. I don't do Firefox because it gives me issue.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to think of what can help you speed up your thing, but...
I have Corona.
You have what?
Microsoft Edge, what it's called.
That might work.
Let's see what it is on here.
Good God, this live stream is as lonely as being on the Titanic right now.
Yeah, that's what she said.
No, but seriously, with the fact of like being out in the middle of the ocean, and then, you know, we just hit it's kind of scary. And I actually have with me in my hand right now, and this is what, like, if they had them back then, I have a little airsoft pistol in my hand, and if it were real, it would probably be what I'd be holding on the Titanic, except not an airsoft.
Yeah, I'm back. Hey, Jonathan, you here?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just
Stream
trying
still
to
working?
switch over to... It's working, yes.
Alright, yeah, then there's a note for you.
A million gallons of water already in the ship.
Yep, 9 minutes in, over 1 million has entered the ship. She's sinking and they just don't realize it.
Yeah.
That Titanic ass.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just trying to put another thing up so I can that way Chrome doesn't keep crashing on me. Because Chrome is giving me hell.
If I need to, I'll use my phone and watch the stream from there.
I know, but I'm saying for the way I can keep talking to you guys on Hangouts, I'm gonna try to put.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, you notice something? She's listening to the ride a little bit.
Yeah, that was before that. Wasn't that during the coal fire or something?
No, not the coal fire. The water is pulling her to the right. If you look closely, you can see her left side is higher than the right one.
Yeah, I can see that a little bit.
Yeah. Just a tiny bit. It's a little off.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris, imagine if they didn't have revolvers on the Titanic and they had semi-auto pistols.
Oh
Oh
god.
god.
I think actually now that I think about it, I think they were somewhat semi-automatic.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's like the. I think the revolvers are like the semi-automatic of the Old West. You know, like you pull the trigger, the barrel rotates to the next thing, and then you prime it, and
Yeah, it's pull back the hammer, fire, turn the cylinder,
right.
Fire.
But later editions of the model, if you pulled the trigger again, it would prime the hammer and fire it. I think the weapons they had on board were like 1911 models.
Yeah.
I think they were Webleys. I'm not sure.
You know what? I could see them again, like I said with the semi-autos. You know what probably would have been their pistol of choice? A Colt.
Yeah, probably.
Colt 1911.
The Webleys were pretty good.
Yeah.
I know the guy who's directing Titanic Honor Glory, the guy who helped build this simulation. He actually owns a Webley, like the one they would have used on Titanic. I think it's a 1913 model.
Yeah.
So not the ones they were using on Titanic.
I don't know if anyone have heard it, but did you hear any noises coming out of my channel?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, do it again.
Yeah, please don't.
That's just the
I know, just please don't. It's ruining the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to ruin it.
I won't. That's probably if they did, again, like if they don't have the Webleys, that'd probably be what they were using. But anyway, let's see.
What
just
are they
happening
commenting?
now?
Is anyone commenting? Jonathan?
Yeah. What?
Is anyone commenting on the stream?
The only one we got so far is SP4449, the guy.
What's he saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's the only one that's on there right now.
Hi, SB.
Yeah.
What's he saying?
What's that?
All he said was hi, and I said, "What's up?" Nothing much. He says, "I like Titanic."
Oh. Well, tell him it's going to be a long one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Here, listen.
So the boilers, the steam's still being poured out just because they don't want the shock of the cold water to
Yeah, but
blow
listen,
them up.
the engines are stopping.
Yeah, I see that.
So basically, what would have happened if the Titanic boilers were to be exposed to steam water really quick? It would have blown out the bottom already.
They would have exploded, yeah. I
So
think
basically, there'd be 4 billion bombs in there.
essentially, yeah. And that's why they that's why later in the sinking early in the sinking they're actually there's pop-off valves in the funnels, which those will that's a kind of a safety measure. So what happens is they will open up these valves and that'll release the excess steam from the boilers, because the thing is they got to drop the pressure low enough to where it won't, like if the water does touch the boilers, it won't blow it up.
Right.
And of course they keep some of the aft boiler rooms online. Like I think boiler room 5 stayed on long enough until there was a bunker in boiler room 5 that was punctured by the iceberg, and it flooded, and Barrett actually shut the door to the bunker, which is actually not watertight, but he tried to make it watertight as best he could. And so they held that boiler room, pumped the water out, for as long as possible, and then yep, there you go.
What's it say? Hang on.
All engines are ordered to stop. This is the last time our engine will function.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Yep. So they they would keep boiler room 5 dry, and then they would basically try to keep the power going from that boiler room. And then when that one gave way, Barrett actually evacuated. And then I don't know if he went back to boiler room 4 or if he was ordered off the ship at that point by Chief Engineer Bell. None of the engineers actually survived the sinking. They were all huddled in, I believe, the engine room, trying to keep the power going till the last moment.
So, like what we did with the last signals, they too were also the unsung heroes because they were trying to keep it going until the very end, until they all drowned.
Yeah, and I think the moment they lost power was when the ship broke in half.
That's probably when they'd all die anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to imagine what their final moments would have been like. They're just sitting there, the ship's angling up, they're trying to hold on for dear life, and then you hear the metal start to tear around you, and then seawater comes roaring in, and then it's just blackness after that. You know?
Yeah. Well, being, believing in the afterlife, it probably was quick, and then they probably saw a bright star above them, and then they were, next thing you know, they had their angel wings.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm off topic. I had such a good dinner that I still have half a tub of popcorn here.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna switch over to Edge, Microsoft Edge, so that way I can keep track.
All right.
Alrighty.
It won't take long.
All right, sounds good. Alrighty, so John's off for a little bit. He'll be back on.
Yep, and now they're finally coasting to the final stop. Should say.
I was gonna ask you something. What was the? I know one of them was probably for the crow's nest, but what's the point of the 2 wooden masts?
Oh, the forward mast is for holding the crow's nest, and then the aftermast is well, actually, the telegraph lines actually run between those 2 masts.
Oh, okay.
And then there's like here, I'll show you with my mouse. There's like a secondary wire that runs from here down to here, where the telegraph room is, right here. There we go. 11:59. Titanic coast to her final stop.
Right before 12 o'clock midnight.
Yep. And then, but the cool thing about the mast was the forward mast would have held the flags that she was carrying. There was like multiple different flags she had for doing things.
Mm-hmm.
And yep, there. That's it.
Yep.
You see where the steam's
Weather
going out?
pressure makes the steam is vented to prevent boilers from exploding in contact with the cold incoming sea.
Yeah, you see. So you see, we're in front of the back and the front of the funnels. So there's little pop-off valves, behind the whistle, and then behind the funnel, and so that allows excess steam to be vented out of the funnels because underneath the funnels there's uptakes, which which basically the coal soot and all the ash goes through those uptakes and out the funnel.
Sorry, I had a little bit of the popcorn pieces get stuck in my throat.
It's all right. But
now past midnight, Monday, April 5th.
Yep.
And now we have to sit and watch for 2 more hours.
Yep.
What was the bottommost deck again?
G deck.
I can see the 3 lights, and they're about to go under.
Yeah, maybe not for another 20 minutes. Maybe not for another 10 minutes.
Midnight. Orders given for life jackets.
And the evacuation. Ready the lifeboats, wake the passengers, and prepare the lifeboats. But where was I? I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, they would be venting the steam, and there's like little pop-off valve in front of the funnel behind it. Oh, the flags. So on Titanic's foremast, there would be the ultimate destination flag. So Titanic was heading for New York. The flag she would have been carrying would be the one, I think it was the 48 star flag, because we didn't have Alaska and Hawaii till like 1949, 50, sort of like that.
Yeah, and then the rear. I'm guessing the rear mast would be where she was coming from.
No, the rear mast was the company in which she hailed, which would be the White Star Line, which was a bogey flag, which was a main flag with 2 tassels on the end, and then it would split off in like a V shape. And then on top and bottom of the flag, it would be 2 little tassels, and then in the middle was a star, a white star.
Right, I've seen.
Yeah, and then she would have had kind of like not like warning flags or something. I'm not really sure what they were like basically saying, hey, I'm filling up with coal, wait a few minutes, or hey, I'm in trouble, hey, I'm in trouble, I need assistance or something like that. Of course, at night those flags would be practically useless.
Yeah, because of all the modern technology, but back then that was the thing to do.
Right.
I'm guessing John's taking a little while to get.
Yeah, and then on her stern, she would have flown the blue merchant flag, which normally ships of that time would have been flying the red merchant flag, which it's basically a red flag with the Union Jack, which is the UK's
British flag. Exactly.
Yeah, the British flag, which would have been in like the top hand corner. Like how we have our stars, our stars for our flag. It would be in the same spot for that kind of flag.
Uh-oh, I see E-deck's about to go under.
Not E-deck, G-deck.
Yep. G-deck, yeah.
G-deck.
Oh, I thought there was an E. Yeah, no, E-deck. I said E.
It goes boat deck, A-deck, B-deck, C-deck, D-deck, E-deck, F-deck, G-deck.
Exactly.
Wait, there's people in F and G?
Yeah. So this is G-deck right here. Only G-deck is only here on this deck in the forward end and in the back end. Then F deck runs from front to aft, because these get cut off by the boilers and the engine room and all that. Then the E deck is here, that goes front to back. D deck goes front to back. C deck goes front to back, and then on the superstructure it's just B deck, A deck, and then boat deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Now we're 25 minutes in.
Yep.
This is what I mean by sinking slowly.
Yeah.
But getting back to my point, what was I saying? Oh, the flags. So Titanic flew the blue ensign flag because Captain Smith was actually a veteran of a war. I'm not sure which one, but he had special permissions to fly the blue flag with the Union Jack on it.
Yeah.
Everyone else, normal merchant ships had to fly the red one with the Union Jack on it. They weren't allowed to use the blue one unless given permission by, I'm guessing, the Board of Trade or whatever, whoever was in charge of the flag or something. So now you can see the G-deck portholes on the closest to the aft end of the ship is actually starting to go under.
Oh my god, and then that scene.
Yeah.
Interior shot that.
That doesn't happen until later in the sinking. You'll be fine.
I know, we're just gearing up where it's giving me chills.
Yeah. So, I got.
I'll see what we mean. SP, if he's still here. Is SP still here?
Who?
SP?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's on there right now, no.
Oh.
We might get some people from, we're live streaming, not just the States, but around the world, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we might get some people later on.
If you want to send links to the Hangout group, you can.
Yeah. Hey, Zach's on chat.
Grab him. Let's get him in here.
On the YouTube chat. I don't know if he has time.
Yeah.
Well,
so yeah, you can see G-Deck is starting to race to go underwater here.
We got 1 thumbs up already on it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, tell Zach he can join in if he wants to.
There we go. Following section. First class lounge is open for passengers and designated the assembly point for the start of the evacuation.
Yeah.
Yep, and G deck is going under.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, funny thing about that is that's the mail room down there on the starboard side.
Oh, you ain't getting your mail now.
Well, yeah. So basically, the rumor is they went down there. They were like walking around in like ankle deep water, and so they're just picking it up, bringing it up the stairs, going back down, bringing it up the stairs, and they just keep rinsing and repeating this. And I think actually all the post office workers died.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Still ain't getting mail.
Oh, and then there was one more flag that would have gone right underneath the ensign flag. It would have been the British mail flag. So it would be designating that she was carrying the British mail. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have gone underneath her company flag, which was on the aftermast of the ship.
Yeah.
You had the foremast right here, and then this would have been called the main mast.
Yeah. Chris.
Huh?
I think the stream has stopped kind of on YouTube. Whenever I try to click live, it's like it's not broadcasting as well.
It technically is. It's just the same shot. You're just not seeing it update because of the portholes. But I'll double check.
Exactly, and
I'll double check.
Because I tried to put it on live so I can see what's going on. It's not responding. It's like, oh wait,
did it pause?
It's live. It's like it paused.
I clicked pause on the video, so it is working.
Let's try to. Yeah, it's working.
Did it change to this?
What are you saying?
Look at go back to the Hangout call and look at the Hangout call.
Yeah, I am on the Hangout call.
Does it look
I'm
like
using
this?
Google.
Now go to YouTube. Does it look like this?
No, it's just showing the video.
Hold on.
I think it's glitching or something.
Let me look.
And Zach's not going to be able to join us. He has to go to bed.
That's fine.
Tomorrow.
That's all right.
Yeah, let me see. Maybe if I refresh it, maybe it works.
It says we're live still.
I know. I'm going to refresh it is what I'm going to do. Yeah, I see it now.
Okay, so it's just a little hang up on your end.
I think it's just going so slow.
It's not slow. It's excuse me. It's not slow. It's just because I still have a healthy stream. I got a green light for the healthy stream. So I'm thinking what you're seeing is it's not updating properly because you're seeing it as because like the ship going down, you're seeing the same shot. You're just not seeing the windows go down. It's not up. It doesn't look like it's updating because it's the same shot. And really, the only thing that's changing is the ship sinking slower and slower in the water.
Yeah,
that's what I think you're saying.
It's like really slow.
Yeah, trust me, it'll get faster as we go. So G deck is almost completely under at this point.
Yeah.
The mail room is probably.
And if you were to,
mail room is probably flooded at this point.
Yeah, and I bet anything if you were a ship passing by, like a Navy ship or something, this would look kind of eerie, honestly, especially when the lights start getting dimmer.
Yeah, and the funny thing about this is, no one really notices the ship is actually sinking. Everybody, all the passengers are on board still, and they're acting like, ship doesn't feel any different, still feels stable. I'm gonna stay on board. This feels more safer than going down in a tiny dinky little boat.
Yeah, and meanwhile, G deck is completely flooded.
Exactly. Yeah. Or almost flooded.
Yeah. Still looks pretty level.
But being in this position, looking from where we are, we can tell it's not level.
Yeah.
And then, what was it? You were saying that the bulkheads or whatever, if the iceberg had hit bulkhead 1, 2, 3, or even 4. it would have the bow would have been down a little bit, but it still could
not the bulkheads. Not the bulkheads. You mean the watertight compartments. If it hit the first 4, she would have stayed afloat, but it hit 5 and 6.
Yep. So basically, what you're saying, if the first 4 compartments, or like one of the 4 were hit, she could essentially have limped all the way to New York.
Theoretically, yes, she could have limped to New York, but I wouldn't have risked it. I would have just waited to be towed.
Yeah, probably the closest I would have gone is where was the closest spot again to this?
I think Cape Race was like 350 miles away.
Yeah, you probably could have at least limped halfway there and then got towed the rest of the way. But yeah, it sucks since you got hit.
I would not try moving at all. I wouldn't. If you got hit in the back,
yeah, you don't want to risk it.
If you got hit in the back, yeah, maybe you could theoretically make it to New York. But since you're hit in the front, if you're going forward, it's not easy to turn a ship around.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I mean, but like you said, a ballsy move could be for the Titanic to have turned around, like maybe like a U-turn of sorts, and then just keep going backwards for a little bit.
The possibility of that happening is, I don't think they would have made it very far.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it would have gotten them a little bit closer, if you get my drift.
To the Californian, maybe, or the Carpathia.
Yeah, Carpathia would have been closer, yeah.
I honestly, I think it probably would just hasten the sinking to that point.
Yeah.
But like you were saying with that ballsy move of just going backwards with her ass going forward, the water would have been sucked out for the most part and kind of balanced out the water.
It wouldn't have been sucked out. Water would still be getting in, but the pressure wouldn't have been as bad if you were going forward.
Right. It wouldn't be as severe. It'd be it'd probably slow down the sinking. Oh my God, F-deck's about to go down. But yeah, I could see how going backwards could have helped a little bit.
True, your bow would probably have a tendency to plane up.
But it'd be worth it than just sitting there.
I think, given the circumstances they had, I think sitting there like a duck was the best idea.
Yeah, and they're sitting about 2.5 miles of water. Which would be like me, in a way, driving about a third of the way to my model railroad club.
Yeah.
If you want to put it like that.
Yeah.
And you're also not dealing...
Yeah, and I found out what was wrong.
What was up?
I had a set of an installation thing going on. It was messing with Chrome.
Oh.
So I shut it off. Took it offline, and then I'll do it after this.
Okay.
Look at that. F-deck is like right on the water line now.
Yep.
So what do you guys think of the animation so far? Seems pretty realistic?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, until we start seeing some interior shots, though.
Don't worry about it, Apollo.
No. This would be me if I were younger and doing the same live stream right now.
Yeah.
Just.
No offense to the amateurs, this is good, but that would be me. I'd be snoring right now.
Yeah, just be thankful we're not on that thing. Just be thankful of that.
Oh dear God, don't say that. That scared the shit out of me. I wouldn't mind being on Hindenburg. At least 2/3 of those people got out of there alive. But here, oh my God.
Yeah, not more than not even half got off.
Just nope. I'd rather land on hard ground and break a leg from Hindenburg than go 2.5 miles down and not see the light of day.
Yeah. Well, I would have liked to sail on Titanic, but I would have just sailed from
New York to Miami?
No, I would have sailed from Southampton to Queenstown, now known as Cobb.
Oh, okay.
Which is Ireland.
There goes F-deck a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get a refill. I'll be back.
Okie dokie. John, I'm noticing it makes sense. The front the first 3 boilers are still laying off steam. Obviously, the water hasn't reached the 4th one yet, so that's why there's no steam coming out of that one.
Plus, the 4th one was never used, really.
So
it was used for air. And
so it's kind of like a backup in a way.
kind of, yeah. It was where the air would come to get out the cold, the heat, and everything, yes.
Okay, but it wasn't really used for power.
No, because the only way it was to vent out like all the smoke and stuff. You know,
Gotcha.
people shoveling coal down there, that was their only source of ventilation.
Right.
Because the boilers that were attached to the first 3 was the ones that were doing the smoke.
Yep. And I've seen some pretty eerie photos of like the boilers on the bottom of the ocean. It looks pretty creepy.
Yeah.
There it is. John Phillips, Harold Bride, 2 wireless, put on standby and told to prepare to call for help. So like what we saw in Last Signals, now
Yeah, it's happening.
John Phillips is, he's going to lose a little bit of his mind, and he's just going to keep tapping away, and oh my god, the F deck is going under.
Yeah.
You can see the stern coming up a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, Apollo, I should get you to watch Ghost of the Abyss, the Titanic story.
I think I might have seen that once before, just maybe not on IMAX.
Yeah, because that's where you get to see like the engines up close and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm surprised with like the photos I've seen in history books that some of the dishes that, even though it was a 2.5 mile plunge, some of the dishes are still intact and stuff. There's like even one photo of like one of those chandeliers or whatever. It's still intact, albeit with a little bit of coral or something growing out of it.
Yeah. And it's still hooked up to the ceiling.
Yeah, I find that really... It had to be in the bow, because when the stern... Oh, there we go. Orchestra has begun playing in the lounge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see that. It would be more believable in the bow, because the stern was almost obliterated when it landed.
Yeah.
I think there's like a... Sorry.
At least now we get to see the engines exposed when it happened.
Yeah, that's true.
That way we know the damage was.
Yeah. I compared... Hey, welcome back.
Yeah.
No, we were just talking about the some of the photos and the documentary on the Titanic.
Yeah.
When it broke apart, I was telling John that some of the photos I liked were like some of the dishes. Oh yeah, Titanic begins taking a starboard list. But I was telling John that, despite a 2.5 mile drop, I still like the fact that some of the stuff on the Titanic remained intact. One of the best photos was a little chandelier that was dangling off the ceiling, and it had a little bit of coral or something growing out of it, and it was still in one piece.
My favorite is the Turkish bass.
Oh yeah, the bathtubs that are still intact down there.
No, no, not the Turkish bass. It's like think Victorian era sauna.
Oh, pre-Victorian era. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen a photo of that, and the fact that that's still intact, holy shit.
Yeah, basically they had like this teak room, it was completely made of teak, and then they had these tiles on the wall. The room was like kind of like Middle Eastern, Arabian Nights kind of thing.
Right.
And you had like these archways that were reminiscent of, think Agrabah from Aladdin.
Uh-huh.
Like that kind of style. And, flooding and then plunging 2.5 miles down to the ocean floor, slamming into the ocean bottom. Those tiles have stayed intact, and being on the bottom for so many odd years. They are still intact.
That's pretty amazing. I like that.
And yet the coolest part is, you can still see the color on them.
Oh my, wow. That's impressive.
However, those tiles that take back in the day, they're never going to go fade or anything.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
With even cold water around it, I think it's what's helping it stay this long.
Yeah, and I remember reading somewhere why there weren't any dead bodies or anything at the wreck site.
I know the reason behind that.
What's that?
Well, they were on the surface. They floated to they sunk to the bottom once, dead weight, basically. I hate to say it, but it's true. But they sank to the bottom, and then as they went down, the pressure basically crushed their bones, crushed everything. And then anything that was left over after the crushing was eaten by bacteria, and that only left their shoes. So, because the shoes were coated with
that
this.
Sounds like a reverse form of spontaneous combustion.
Maybe, but yeah. So, but the shoes, they're covered with this material that's not used anymore, or something like that, and the bacteria actually can't eat it. So basically, wherever you see a pair of shoes is where somebody ended up, and was eaten away, and all that.
That's good. I just imagine seeing that, and that put a big mental scar on my brain.
Yeah.
The whole process. Anyway. The shoes are fine, but
if you guys want to if you want to go and look at the Turkish baths, just go to Google and look up Turkish baths Titanic wreck. You'll be amazed at the preservation.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can go do that one at a time and leave for a sec. I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. Hang on a second.
And we got one watching right now on the live stream anyways.
Hello, one person on the live stream. How you doing?
It's me, silly, because I'm watching the chat. I'm watching...
Oh my god, that's funny. Turkish Titanic. Okay, there's that. Holy cow, I'm looking at video previews of the wreck site, and it's oh my god. It is still in one piece. Holy shit. Okay, and it's slightly creepy because of the fact that it's still in one piece.
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna reference it. It's out of the movie Ghost Ship,
Or The Sixth Sense, I See Dead.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I'm looking at the photos now. It's beautiful, and it's creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Beautiful, yet haunting at the same time.
Exactly. Oh, here's that photo. I'm looking at a photo of that one chandelier.
Here.
Yeah.
Look at that. Thomas Andrews confirms it.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me see. Hang on, come back.
I gotta rewind it.
Let's see.
Hey, Chris, I tweeted out the link to the stream.
Alright.
Cool.
That way we can get more people.
Okay, so now F-Deck is gone.
E-Deck's gonna be next. There.
Oh yeah, where's
there
that dumbass that honestly I had this ship design on board. Confirms the damage is too much for Titan. Holy shit.
Yep. He gave her an hour and a half. She lasted for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Because the calculations in his head, he thought the ship would roll over, and it looks like she's starting to roll. To roll to her starboard side. But that coal fire, because they shifted the coal to the other side, offset her balance long enough for all the boats, well, almost all the boats to get away, because the last two had to float off.
Yeah, and you said that the Titanic was the only ship to go down forward while everyone else rolled over and then died.
Exactly.
Like the Concordia,
Bismarck.
Who else were you? Yeah, I always thought Bismarck got bombed the crap out of by British RAF pilots.
No, it did, but they got torpedoed in their aft end and their propeller shaft bent.
Oh, that caused them to roll over.
No, it bent, and it also bent the rudder, so they couldn't steer. And so instead of letting the ship fall into enemy hands, the Germans scuttled it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lusitania rolled over, Britannic rolled over, Titanic's younger sister, she rolled over. Speaking of, there is these guys actually did make a real-time sinking of Titanic, so.
And like I said, when we watched, you know, I bet anything, if Titanic has any great-granddaughters, which she might, they're probably wondering, she's the only one that went straight forward. Why did all our great-aunts, like, roll to one side? Were they drunk?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
I bet you some Titanic's pieces are on these new ships.
Okay, that might be a bad thing. Because I've heard of nautical superstitions.
Well, can I say what I was going to say?
And they also worked at airplanes, too. Huh?
Can I say what I was going to say? There is a real-time sinking of Titanic's younger sister, which is Britannic. So we can react to that. It's only an hour.
Okay, but not tonight. Maybe
not
tomorrow
tonight.
night or something.
Maybe some other time.
Yeah.
Let's see. But yeah, again, I bet the great-granddaughters of, like, Titanic, Britannic, and all that.
Funny thing is, Olympic, part of her a la carte restaurant, which Titanic had, you know, when she started off. I think Olympic didn't have it, but maybe she did. Either she did or she didn't, and they added it like after Titanic sank because it was popular on Titanic. But so, like when they were scrapping her, Olympic at the end of her service life, she was actually the only one out of the three sisters to live a full service life. And
when was she scrapped?
I think 1935.
That's not bad.
Hey, there it is. First stress call authority.
CQD.
Yep. But
and then.
But then when Olympic was scrapped, they actually took the wood out of the a la carte restaurant, and I think on one of the Carnival, either on the Carnival, one of the Carnival cruise ships or some odd cruise ship, actually has pieces of the Olympics first class, a la carte restaurant in their a la carte restaurant. So they took the actual wood from Olympic and put it into the ship.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. Oh God, look at that E-deck.
I think it's on one of the Carnival cruise ships.
Why didn't Disney pick it? Oh, no, they didn't exist yet.
Exactly. Carnival was the only ones in existence before Disney Cruise.
I think Disney Cruise got their start in the 90s or something.
And Carnival was around at least the 80s.
But look at that. E-deck's about to go under.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
But, for a second, the shot made it look like the stern was also underwater. Like it was being pulled straight down.
Yeah, it's just a reflection.
Yeah, I have a Carnival cruise coming up.
Oh, yeah, you're playing the How to Train Your Dragon theme on it. I still hate you for that, by the way.
Oh, wait.
Hey, yeah. I was looking at it. They aren't going to show the movie. They weren't planning on doing it.
Damn it.
Hey, wait, John, to give me an idea, if we do live streams, you could say you're live streaming from sea.
And I don't even know if I'm taking my computer with me.
Well, I might be working for Disney Cruise Lines in hopefully next year.
I'm not doing Disney Cruise Lines.
Huh?
He's the entertainment. He's going to be entertainment on a Carnival cruise.
Oh, okay.
I thought he said he was going to play the How to Train Your Dragon theme on board.
Yeah, we changed it at the last minute. We're doing something different.
Yeah.
We're going to do something.
So wait, John, are you working for them, or are you just going on a cruise?
We're going on a cruise, but we're
Check
going
out
to be
the
like
notification.
entertainment for one.
Lights of another ship. Wait, what?
There was lights on the horizon that were spotted by the crew, and people think these lights were the Californian, which I've told you about already. Which we don't know if those were actually them or not. It's probably likely them, but we don't know.
No, and it could even be the Carpathia for all we know.
No, Carpathia was too far away. They were actually behind Titanic because they were heading east instead of west.
Yeah.
And then the little sister of Titanic, the Olympic, I think was...
also headed east, but she was 500 miles away.
Yeah.
Yeah, toot, try to get there quick.
Yeah.
Ludicrous speed, go!
Yeah. I know I'm going to be on. It's going to be like a vacation for me, so.
That's good.
God, you can really see that starboard list.
Oh, yeah, you can. Big time.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Because I know one night they're doing Pirates theme, and then another night they're going to show Titanic.
Oh, God. Don't show Titanic on a cruise. That's clear.
I think that's what the plans are.
Yeah.
Why would you show up the sinking of a ship when you could very well be next?
I think it's the movie that I don't think they're going to actually show the movie with Jack and Rose. I think they're going to show the Ghost of the Abyss version.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if you show the actual sinking, that'd just be like, okay, you're just gonna jinx yourself.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's going to be in 3D. We get to watch a 3D movie.
That's probably Titanic, the 97 Titanic.
Ghost of the Abyss 3D.
That's exploring the wreck of the Titanic. That's not the 97 film.
No, I know. But they're gonna,
That's even worse. That's even worse.
oh, heck yeah.
That's spooky, seeing a ship at the bottom when you're probably above it.
Yeah. I know we set sail from Florida.
Oh, yep, here.
We're going to
Mount Temple.
Okay, SS Mount Temple receives Titanic's distress call, first ship to make way to the position. But how far were they?
I think maybe, I don't know, maybe, I think it wasn't too far off from California. Not California, Carpathia.
So probably about 60 miles?
Yeah, by the way, I want to make an amendment to the reaction we did yesterday about the last signals. So with that the last signals, Harold Cottam and Harold Bride, they both worked on opposing ship lines. What I meant by they may not be they're not White Star Line employees. I meant that Bride is not a White Star Line employee, and then Cottam is not a Cunard employee. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Because I accidentally called them both White Star Line and not White Star Line employees, which that's true. They're not White Star Line, but they're not both White Star Line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not White Star Line employees, but they're not both White Star Line employees. They're two. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening to my rambling, just check Apollo's channel out for the reaction last signals, and you'll know what I mean.
Yeah, look at my channel, you'll see the reactor. Where was the swimming pool located? I know there was a big fat swimming pool on the Titanic.
E-deck. It's right above Boiler Room 6.
Oh, lovely. If that thing went boom, then it would turn into a big sauna.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, what's funny about that is it was actually heated by the boilers.
Oof. I hope there wasn't a weak point in the...
No. I just find it funny that it was heated by the boilers, and with the seawater coming in, that pool was cold as fuck.
Probably.
Yeah.
Most lifeboats are swung out to be prepared for loading.
Yeah.
And
It wasn't as long as load times for some companies.
If you watch the animation here, you can see them being swung out.
Yeah.
Yep.
The cruise that I'm going on is almost close to the week of Halloween.
Oh god, that's even worse.
I know.
Okay, that's scary, long hell.
Yeah. So we depart port in Florida. Yeah. So we depart the port in Florida 2 days before Halloween.
John, you're sounding a little muffled.
No, I'm not.
Wait, word for a minute.
Yeah. The audio don't work. So what I'm saying is we leave 2 days before Halloween. We depart port. We don't get to the Caribbean until sometime like second week in November.
Huh.
But I know one thing, we're having a Halloween party on the cruise ship.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've seen, in some of the videos I've seen of, like, Disney cruise lines with the modern-day lifeboats, they don't look like lifeboats. They look like weird little submarines.
Well, some of them do look like that because it's the way they can survive.
right, I'm back.
encasing yourself in something like that. I don't have claustrophobia, but that is not what I like. I like open air stuff, okay?
Yeah.
Actually, I've always actually wanted to dive to the wreck of the Titanic, but the submersible is a very cramped one.
Oh yeah.
There's only I think there's only room for 3 people in that sub, and then
even then you
or
whatever.
Right, and then your plexiglass, and then the windows for the portholes to see out of, they're like a foot thick, like 3 feet thick, and they're only like 5 inches by 5 inches wide and tall.
Yeah.
I don't have claustrophobia, but that is scary. Only knowing that small of a glass pane is keeping you from being crushed to death.
Well, it's the width of the porthole. You can't see anything out of it. It's too tall.
Yeah, you can't.
It's too small in height and too small in width. But it's it's like 3 feet thick from the outside to the inside.
That's still scary as all hell to be putting something like that.
And you don't want to lose power, because if you lose power, you have to drop the batteries on wherever you are.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the scary part. That's the scary part, because going underneath, going into that sub, then diving 2.5 miles down, if one little thing goes wrong, and then the whole thing just goes snap, and you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fourth Officer Boxhole, he does what?
Using the stars, he gets a readjusted position for Titanic. And then he gave that adjusted position to the telegraph guys. You saw this in the
final signal?
Yeah, you saw in the last signals.
Because I remember I did a Disney cruise not too long ago.
Oh my god, I envy you now.
I'll be right back. In the mini bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I know what it was.
What?
I took the Disney cruise. We went to Atlantis.
Ooh.
And it's a nice place, but all the stuff is underwater.
Right, yeah, I remember. I've seen videos of it. You have to dive a little bit. You do like scuba diving or something.
You go in a mini sub.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
At least, I don't know how, was it pretty shallow or was it at least a little bit deep?
It was a little bit deep, I remember. Because we went down.
Ooh. Like what?
Almost,
200?
Almost to the bottom of the ocean.
Ooh.
That's far down, yes.
Like what, about a mile?
The ocean floor, because we were following the stairs down, it's what we were doing.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Disney cruise was 2 weeks, I think, is what I did.
It sounds like a lot of fun, and because I have friends who work for Disney, like one's a project planner and the other one's she's been working there basically since the 60s. I bet anything they could give me a discount on a whole cruise line.
Or a free cruise.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. It's fun.
Caribbean responds to Titanic's distress calls, report them to her bridge.
Mm-hmm. Right. I know one thing. They have the Millennium Falcon cockpit in one of the Disney cruise ships.
Yeah, and I know that's actually going to be an attraction at Disneyland and Walt Disney World next year.
Yeah, and plus on the... Yeah, do you remember the original Star Tours?
Uh-huh.
It's on that Millennium Falcon on the Disney cruise, all the original footage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what they're doing right now for Disneyland anyway is Tomorrowland's just been like a temporary home for Star Wars stuff until Star Wars launch bay is open next year.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see what's going on. Lifeboat's going down.
Yeah, they're getting swung out, yeah.
Yep. Seeing that guy behind the window in last signals, I know it's a fan movie, but that was kind of freaky.
Yeah. See, looking for me for this not the Disney cruise, Carnival. I got it free.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't have to worry about paying for it because they were doing some giveaway or something.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, for me, I haven't been on a cruise yet, but I want to. The closest thing I did, kind of, was like a 14-hour flight from Dallas to Paris.
Yeah.
And you know what I did to pass the time?
What?
I asked the flight attendants if they were okay with it, and I did like 5 laps around both aisles.
See, like, too bad for me.
All the passengers on that plane, they understood that, hey, if you need to get rid of energy somehow, that's one way to do it.
Yeah. Plus, for me flying from New Mexico all the way out there.
Woo!
And I have to make a stop and transfer. That's what I have to do.
You know what I was thinking of doing one time is taking a train from Los Angeles to New York City, and then taking a cruise from New York City to wherever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know where. I have to switch in Oklahoma.
Nice.
So I'm from Albuquerque to Oklahoma. Let's see, I'm
Oklahoma
over to Florida.
Oh, and this is for the upcoming Carnival line?
Somewhere near Miami, where I have to fly into.
Oof, be careful of the red tide down there. It's nasty.
Well, at least for me, I don't have to worry about it because I have a taxi picking me up.
Okay. Just saying though, I've seen that the Florida declared a state of emergency or that toxic red tide recently.
Yeah, I know.
And is that D-deck about to go under?
Yep.
Holy fucking shit balls.
Yeah. I think.
Lifeboat 7's the first to be launched, and 65. Oh my god. That's freaking stupid.
I know.
Yeah. 65-28.
Yeah, and that got vetoed on a boat.
Okay, I have to admit, as much as we know that it was Phillips and Bride keeping everyone alive, this was a dick move, I think, on the cruise part. I know it's women and children first, but you could have loaded them up a little bit more.
But remember, they were worried about weight.
Okay, I don't care if you're fat, you get your butt in there.
Yeah. Or do you want to sink when you get to the water?
Oh wait, fat people float, we can just use them as a spare lifeboat.
Oh, God.
It's brutal humor. That's what George Carlin and Robin Williams did. I'm just picking up where they left off.
Yeah. You see, what I'm doing is I'm taking American up to Oklahoma.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm switched to Southwest from Oklahoma to Florida.
Oh, I did Southwest from San Diego to Kansas City.
Yeah.
So that was a fun little flight.
Mm.
Nothing but fucking peanuts, though.
See, lucky for me.
Oh my god, D-deck.
Yeah. Lucky for me, I go first class.
You little skink. Is this wait, I'm curious. Is this because of the Carnival Cruise Line thing that they gave this to you?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, they're flying class.
Nice. That's impressive. I might, if I can do that with the Disney Cruise Line, that'll probably get me into first class. Who knows?
Good luck with that.
SS Frankfurt now has responded. Well, remember, I have a friend who's a project planner, and one of my friends she's more my mom's friend, but she's been working there since the 60s. She could probably get me first class ticket and a Disney Cruise Line. I'd like that.
You'd have to ask your mom to get a hold of her.
Yeah, I think she'd be all right with it.
Yeah, but I hope your mom doesn't get seasick.
Nah, I've gotten sea legs. Did I tell you I slept on the USS Midway once?
No.
You know what the USS Midway is, though, right?
Real little. No, I don't know all of it.
She was built in 1945, right after World War II, so she didn't get to see the action there.
Yeah.
But she was the biggest aircraft carrier, and she was used from 45 up until about the mid-90s.
Where is she stationed now?
She is a floating museum in San Diego.
Oh, that's right. Okay. No.
Yeah, she's right. She's right across the street, if you will, from the Coronado Naval Base.
Mm-hmm.
And the cool thing is that you can rent her out for not rent her out, but you can talk to the city of San Diego. And for one outing, we had a couple other Boy Scout troops out there.
Yeah.
And we got a really cool tour of the whole place. What's up, man? I'm just telling John about my experience on the USS Midway. So we got shown everything. We even got to see where like the kitchens where like all the big soup kettles were and stuff like that. We even went down to the engine room, which was a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
There's the door's opening every door.
Idiot.
But the thing was, yeah, let's open this door. Nothing bad will happen.
Yeah, it will. You're screwed.
But getting back to what I was saying, and yeah, Chris, I was just explaining about you've heard the USS Midway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back in 2010, I believe, my Boy Scout troop, along with a few others, we got a big tour of the whole place from stern to bow. Got to see the engine room, which was slightly creepy, because they had lighting, but it was still pretty scary for me.
Oh, that.
But then we got. Yep, they started using sauce. But with the Midway, what we did was we went to the bow at the end of the day, and we were all kind of designated at different spots. And I called them the coffins because they're probably like 6 feet in length, but only like 2 feet in height, or something. And I got the second to top bunk in one of the cabinets. I called it. They were coffin cabinets. It was like 5 cabinets high, and yeah, you can't really roll
doors are actually open to give access to the water pump crew. That's awesome.
Nice. I'm almost done here with the. So I'm up in the 4th. Like I'm up to the second top bunk. My dad was with me, and he was on the second one, but he couldn't really roll over, so he just slipped on the floor on the first one.
Yeah.
But I remember vividly in the middle of the night. I woke up for a brief moment, and then a few yards away, I hear a thud, and then a distinctive. Oh, I'm like, you rolled out of bed, didn't you?
Yeah.
So,
I find out the next morning it was one of my friends in a different. Oh.
Have we gotten to that interior shot yet? The one you were freaking out at yet?
Wait, what?
Have we gotten to that interior shot, the one that you were freaking out at the other night?
No, we're not there yet.
Alright.
Oh, no, not there. But yeah, regarding the Midway thing, I found out it was a friend of mine who was in a different troop. He had rolled out from the 3rd bunk and landed face down on the floor.
Yeah, so you saw that lifeboat there, right? It was starting to slip.
Yep.
Meaning one side went down faster than the other.
Yeah, so
that's when Mordok said.
Yep. Oh, here we go.
Easy does it.
All right, now Boxwell launches a rocket.
Which is just like, oh look, fireworks!
Yay! Oh wait, that's not the time to celebrate.
Yay, we're sinking. Oh wait, that's not something to celebrate.
Okay, break out the Jack Daniels.
Yep.
That's what the 3 of us would be doing, to be honest, if we were up on the A deck or whatever. Just be like, what's with the tilting floor? I'm not that drunk yet.
Or we would be on the boats already trying to get the hell out of there.
And drinking Jack Daniels anyway.
No, we would leave the Jack Daniels behind.
No, if I had the Jack Daniels, I'd be like, what, guys, it keeps me warm on the inside, okay? Now fuck off.
Or we just throw you in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, I just grab the boat anyway.
But that would probably wake you up a little bit.
A little, yeah, be like, hey, come on, let me back in. I'll be a good drunk, I swear.
Yep.
You quartermasters, telephone the bridge, notify the rockets and lifeboats. Quartermasters weren't previously aware of the situation. No shit. Like, why is it tilting? Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's the thing. No one really, that's like 6 degrees leaning forward. Nobody, after a while, you just don't notice it, and that's why people didn't want to leave the ship. It's like, hey, the ship is stable. We're not going down anywhere. And then when they finally get into the lifeboat and they're lowered away and they get away from the ship, it's like, oh my fucking god, we're doomed.
Oh my god, C deck is about to go down.
No, it's D deck.
D deck.
Well, the forward end of the E deck is underwater. D deck is getting there. C deck will be next.
Because remember, the car's already submerged underwater.
Oh yeah, that car. Yeah.
We're about halfway done.
Yeah.
Also, in a brutally honest way, with the way the smokestacks are, if a millennial were to look at it in a certain way, that'd be like the reception plummeting down the toilet when they don't have any.
Oh god.
Yep, Carpathia conversions
on its way. 4 hours.
At full speed for her, yeah.
Well, actually, no. She was actually pushing her engines. Her top speed is 14 knots, and they basically shut off all the deck lights, all the hot water, just to get as much steam pressure into the engine. If I remember correctly, the rumor was the steam pressure actually got into the red zone, meaning basically in the red zone, it's you don't want to be here kind of, pressure. And the guy who was running the pipes, to keep the steam going to the engines, he takes off his hat and puts it over the steam gauge just to not look at it.
It's making me think of Back to the Future 3 with why? What happens after it hits 2000? The whole boiler explodes.
Exactly.
Perfect. I'm thinking that with Carpathia.
Oh god.
Yeah,
at least there's no red that's about to explode.
I'm looking that up to see if that's right. Give me a mo. Carpathia. There we go.
Wait, if it said that steam was cut off, why is the third funnel still laying off smoke?
Oh, because the aft end boilers are still running. They were venting steam from the boilers to prevent them from exploding. That doesn't mean that they're actually still running. They're releasing steam pressure. So I think boiler room 6 and boiler room 5 are. I think boiler room 5 is online still at this point.
Hey guys, look! There's a light in the distance.
Yeah, that's the light on the horizon. But I think boiler room 5 is still on, but boiler room 6 is still off. I mean, boiler room 6 is now off, I think.
That looks like from a vague perspective, the lights seem to outline a Metroid.
Yeah. All right, let me look into her Titanic rescue thingy. Hold on. Okay, early service. Titanic disaster. Right. So yeah.
For some reason, the whole.
Can I speak? Carpathia left New York on April 11th, 1912, and they were heading for Austria-Hungary, which is now Rijeka, Croatia. Oh wait, Fiume, Fiume. That's a weird name. But
Starbound list is eliminated as Boiler Room 5 floods.
Yep, Boiler Room 5 is now flooding. So they retreated to Boiler Room 4 at this point. So Boiler Room 5 is now flooding. So yeah, there's no saving it now.
Yep. For some reason, I'm thinking of the realist version of Ghostbusters, the video game. And it's only because, as seawater's flowing in, excuse me, there's a level in the realist Ghostbusters game, which is available for PlayStation 3, Xbox, and PC. There's a level where you're in the Sedgwick Hotel, and there's a fisherman ghost that, excuse me, that ambushes you, and then for some reason the whole Sedgwick Hotel from the 3rd floor down is overrun with seawater. I don't know why, but it's been popping up since I saw it since the live stream started. I wanted to say that.
Yep. Okay. So this is oh, that's it. So the Strauss couple. That's a famous thing. So you've heard.
Yeah, I heard about that.
You've heard of Macy's department store, right?
Yeah.
They're the founders of the Macy's department store. They died
Oh
on
God!
board the Titanic.
Oh no!
Yeah. Here's the room that Apollo's afraid of. He hates this scene.
Okay, the hallway I'm okay with, but I mean, okay, I get.
He hates seeing the water flood into the ship.
I know it's a live stream, but oh God, I feel like I'm drowning.
All right, so Rostron, basically he
It looks like someone had to take a giant leak behind the door, though.
So yeah, basically, in order to get as much steam as possible for the Carpathia to get there, she actually turned off her heating and the hot water. So the ship's heating was turned off, and the hot water for the ship was turned off. So
anyway, with that scene there, the elevator, I can't tell which way the water's going.
Yeah, he hates this.
Oh God! Oh God! Okay, thank God it's over.
Yeah, he hates that scene for some reason.
I swear, it actually felt like I was drowning. I couldn't breathe. It's not funny. You feel the same way if you were in my shoes, okay?
Yeah.
That scared me, and I'm about to cry because it was too scary for me. I'm about to shit my pants.
Hey, Paul. If it gets too scary, just cover your eyes.
I mean, these shots here, they are fine, okay? The only scene that really scared the crap out of me was just the water going over the porthole and just, thinking about it is scaring me.
Yeah.
Because I get it, the water's rising, I get that. I mean, seeing it go up the staircase is pretty cool, but good lord, just inside looking out, my throat's creeping up like I can't breathe, like I'm actually feeling drowning.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone. It's just it
happens.
One thing that almost makes me faint.
Yeah, I know.
Thank God it's over.
Just hearing the ship growing underneath the strain is hard.
Yeah, hearing that ship growing is not good.
No. Yeah, it's no good.
Yeah, her top speed was like 16 miles an hour. And then that's 14 knots, and they actually got her up to 18 knots just by turning off the hot water and the heating for the ship.
I think the passengers on the Carpathia were understanding.
I don't think they really cared much.
I'm looking it up just to make sure I'm right about that speed.
Yeah,
Carpathia actually was actually sank in 1918. She was torpedoed by a U-boat.
Yeah, because it had the military stuff on it.
Yep. They traveled at top speed, some 17 knots. I think they pushed the ship super fast.
Yep. They overdid it, but at least it was worth
it. And again, reference the Back to the Future 3. You know what I could see coming out of the Carpathia's funnel?
What?
Either yellow steam or red steam.
How does that work?
You know how you were saying how the needle was getting in the red zone for the heat for Carpathia?
Oh no! I'm talking on the boiler pressure gauge. It got into the red. So when they were running the ship's engines at max capacity, like they were close to actually blowing the boilers. They
That's what I mean, like that's what I was kind of trying to reference was like in Back to the Future 3, Doc had put that boiler temperature gauge, and I know it wasn't pressure, but it was a temperature gauge.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking of. That's why I said if you looked at Seaver at 3 when she was up along the tracks, every time one of those Presto logs ignited, the steam would change color from green to yellow to red.
Right.
So I was thinking of...
Oh, yeah, this is the Turkish bass. This is the Turkish bass. Yeah, this is flooding now.
Darn it, why isn't that water heated?
But yeah, this is. Do you remember the room I told you from earlier? Do you remember the room I told you from earlier that was well preserved? This is the room.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I can see that. But what deck was that on? Was that D deck?
That was F deck.
Okay. Why would it be that? Well, anyway, back to what I was trying to say was...
Let me think. Yeah, that was F deck.
Yeah, so what I was saying was, like, in terms of Carpathia, like, running that almost to the point of exploding, what I can see is, like, because it didn't explode, I could see the yellow steam from, like, the Presto log just, like, pouring out of Carpathia's funnel. She's, like, rushing over to help out.
Yeah.
Just thank God the red log didn't blow up. But yeah, I like that. Why? What happens after it hits 2000? The whole boiler explodes. Perfect.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out why is it that the red light, I know it's for port and starboard, but I never understood how they came up with red and green for both port and starboard.
I think I know the answer, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, okay. Oh, I had a decent idea for another episode for the Reactor, for episode 6 or 7.
Huh.
Do you remember Lionel's
the lifeboat that's being launched right now actually rows over 2 miles away from the ship.
Oof.
Yeah. You were saying?
But my idea for episode 6 or 7, just for the fun of it, you remember Lionel's set for Area 51?
Yeah.
Well, I saw on I forgot the name of the company, but they've been doing like they're the masterminds behind the I Love Toy Trains.
Adventure?
Well, what I'm getting at was the video that I have it under my liked videos, was it's the same guys behind the masterminds of I Love Toy Trains, 1 through 6.
Yeah, those guys.
Oh, yeah, I know you're MTH Books or something.
Yeah, they made a video on YouTube for Area 51, and it's a little bit silly, but it's worth
on I Love Toy Trains All Aboard?
Yeah, it's the same
that on
MTH
DVD.
Books.
So do I.
I love the intro, except for, I think, number 2. I love the intro music for the I Love Toy Trains.
Yeah.
I think I have all of them.
Nice. But MTH Books, they made a video regarding Area 51, and I was thinking we react to that or something.
We could, but the music that's in there.
Yeah, I know.
You got a problem there.
No, now that I think about it, Area 51 doesn't have any music. The one that we have to be a little careful of is Big Rock Candy Mountain. That was another one by MTH. Area 51 we could do.
Yeah.
Chris, how far in are we in watching this poor bastard sink?
1 hour and 23 minutes.
Woo!
Just a little under halfway. Actually, at the halfway mark now.
Oh boy.
Yes. Yeah. There's E-Deck.
With the grand staircase.
Yep, E-Deck is now starting to flood.
Because that D-Deck door is open, remember?
Well, no, D-Deck hasn't flooded yet, but Scotland Road is actually filling up the E-Deck landing there. Because it's...
So what's that little door in front of the staircase there that's being flooded? There's like a little window there.
Yeah, this is Scotland Road. That door that's right there, That's the water. That leads to the Grand Staircase. This is Scotland Road. It's a passage.
Oh shit! This is the other scene that scares the shit out of me.
It's a passage that runs from the front of the ship to the back of the ship, and it was a passageway for crew and third-class passengers. And as the ship sank, let me finish. As the ship sank, it completely undermined the precautions of watertight bulkheads, because the water was allowed to get to other areas faster had the bulkhead not been breached. So like if a bulkhead was still filling up, like if a compartment was still filling up with water and the bulkhead had not yet breached, Scotland Road would flood over top of that bulkhead, go behind that compartment, and then start filling the compartment behind the compartment that was already flooded. That's what I was trying to say.
That was the other scene that scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. He doesn't like the up close inside the ship flooding shots for some reason.
I know. I was here the last time. Remember?
Well, no, I'm just telling everybody on the live stream.
Oh yeah. The only person who's in the live stream is me right now.
Well, yeah, but people will probably watch this later on their cell phones on the toilet tomorrow.
Or once it gets uploaded, there'll be.
Yeah, nobody's gonna sit here and watch it for 2 hours and 40 minutes while we just basically sit and play on our phones or something,
I'm actually not on my phone.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
No one in their right mind is gonna sit here for 2 hours and 40 minutes just to watch a ship sink.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be going to bed after this, but. Yeah, just saying the whole scene with the porthole and Scotland Road. During Scotland Road, I dropped the phone because I was just freaking out.
Yeah.
Good Lord. And again, my throat clenched up. I love just seeing it, and I immediately just think I'm drowning.
Yeah. And you do close your eyes, right, when that happens?
No, I get scared to the point where I can't close them, and that makes it worse.
There's a trick I learned.
What?
Put your hands over your eyes. Make sure
I can't even do that. I'm rooted to the spot on both those times.
I'm saying if you do that where it's closed, you won't see it.
No, but I can't explain it right now.
I know.
Everything else is fine except for those 2 interior shots. Ugh.
I bet you're going to do more in the bridge area.
Hang on a second.
Oh God! No!
Don't worry. I don't think it will. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I know that it's open, and that helps a little bit, but still.
Yeah.
I think it's worse because in those 2 shots, it was in a confined space.
Yeah, true.
There we go. I think I can stop the duplicating
I can tolerate a little bit better, but not by much.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hang on. Okay, hang on a second. Just get the clothes ready for tomorrow.
Oh, is it because of what you're going to see?
No.
Hang on a second here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Excuse me. The suction pumps.
I'm back. I had to plug my headphones in, so.
Oh crap! We got one dislike.
Oh, who gives a crap?
We got 1 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down, so it's a mix.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Care.
Yeah.
One of the odds you think it's Eli or Willie?
Probably
no,
both.
it wouldn't be them.
Oh yeah, they don't care.
It's not them. I think it's Curtis and Tai, who still may be up.
Actually, no, they'd be in bed by now because they're East Coast time and it's 11:40. I mean, it's 11:50 for me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's 9:50 out here, but I go to bed late sometimes. This wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a second.
I'd be curious to find out who gave it the thumbs down, just to see.
Yeah,
Give
me
him
too.
help.
Find out who that is. Hey, wait. During the live, I know, Chris, you're streaming, but could I pop my camera on for a split sec?
Yeah.
Because if you guys look at my thing, I'm gonna turn on something. Hang on.
Hold on.
Let's see.
You want me to pause the stream or the video?
Yeah,
or...
yeah.
All right.
So, like, if I were on the Titanic
Hold on.
as just a passenger, this is what I would use. Something like this. Just put it back. Pull this over. You guys can still see it, right?
No, we
Yes.
can't see.
I can see it on my end.
Oh, because I'm screen
Yeah,
sharing. Hold on. Nope, can't see it.
Sorry, I wanted to give a little break. You see this little guy right here?
Nope,
Yeah.
can't see it.
Click on Apollo's thing. Chris,
Oh.
you might.
All I see is his icon, which is just basically My Little Pony.
Oh, stop it.
And everybody can see it now.
What I've got here is a little lantern or whatever. If I were on the ship right now, this is what I would be using before the power goes out or whatever, or as the lights dimmed.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
not. Like this.
I don't think.
I can't
you know
see
what?
it, but let's get back to the stream.
Okay, I just wanted to share that real quick.
All right.
You know what? I don't think the stream's picking it up. It's what it's not doing.
No, they just can't. I just can't see it because I'm sharing my screen, but they can't see it. So I can't see it on my end. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, Apollo, turn off the cam. Okay, good.
So, yeah, it's a very slow sinking, and I can see why passengers would not want to get off the ship.
Yeah.
Because it looks very stable, and then as you get closer to the bottom and you see the water coming up fast, it's like, well, shit.
Hey, Chris, are you still screen sharing?
Yes, I'm still screen sharing.
That's weird. I just lost.
Paula, do you see my screen?
Let's see.
It only has, it has the Back to the Future car part 3 on it.
Yeah.
You can see my screen, Apollo?
No, I can't.
Oh. Hold on here, folks. We're going to take a pause minute here. We're going to pause real quick. Is there a pause button on the OBS? No, there's not. Hold on.
We'll be right back, folks.
All right, I'm going to end the call and start it up again. Hold on. Nothing I can do about it.
Come on.
I don't know. Are we still recording?
Let's see.
All right, yeah, we're still recording. I should have paused it because it caught me shirtless. I'll just edit that out.
And I see your webcam.
Shut up.
Nah.
Who cares?
All right. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can.
All right. I'll be right back. All right.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Yep. I think after I showed the lantern, it glitched out for a quick sec, but it's back.
All right. I'm gonna go on mute here for a sec. So give me a minute. You can edit me out. So just edit that break part out. All right, mate.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, and then he'll come back after we're done.
Okay. Now we continue on. I still can't get over the dumbass who let that D-deck door open.
Mm-hmm. Lifeboat 6 was launched with 23 people on it,
including
Margaret Brown.
The unsinkable Molly Brown, I believe.
Margaret.
I think she got the nickname Molly, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, whose idea? Hey, let's leave the gangway door open. Surely someone will load in from there. No.
Yeah, good luck with that. You didn't have much time.
Nope. The idea was good on paper, but it didn't really work out in reality.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
Again, on paper, not a bad idea. Real life, no.
Eh.
And look at that. You could basically, if it were like glass or something, you could just walk right out and be like, and just start ice skating.
Yeah.
So now D-Deck going down.
Mm-hmm. It's going down.
Not to Funky Town.
I'm yelling timber.
I don't see axes.
Just like Pitbull and Kesha saying.
Okay, I'm back.
All right.
Okay.
Just had to talk to my dad real quick.
Send out the stuff.
Probably what I'll do is after this is uploaded, I will probably delete the stream, cut that little section out where I'm shirtless, and then put it back in. But
yeah, edit that little bit out, and then I'll re-upload it on my channel.
Yeah. So you download it once it's fully processed, and then you edit that bit out and then re-upload it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting to have a problem, and it's like 100 degrees in my room because our air conditioning doesn't do jack shit in my room. So
I have to figure out how to, if I can't, because I don't have any editing software on my phone. I might just try to like blur that or something.
Yeah, I might blur it too. I know there's like an editing process or something.
Yeah, because
the D-Deck door is still wide open at this point. It's never going to be used. And
take me. We know that.
And yeah, the water is literally lapping at the edges of the door at this point.
Yeah, I could see like some idiot or some curious guy like putting his foot right on the seawater. Make it look like he's standing on it.
Yeah,
or he's like walking on water.
No, I could just imagine a guy's going down to see if any lifeboats coming in, and then he's standing. Then he gets to the bottom of the staircase on D-Deck. He's like la 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 sploosh, looks down, looks out the door, shit, runs back up the stairs,
and then looks up. Fuck, lifeboat.
Yep.
Jump in.
Well, no, I think he goes up the stairs, and then. As he's going.
Look at that! It's right on the gangway edge now.
Yeah, it's already in at this point at the corner. You can see it right there. The water's already in at this point. I think one thing
that'd be Chris, just for that little moment where you're shirtless or whatever, I think it would be funny is like you add in that the bars, like you see on TV with the beep noise.
Oh.
And then you think, and then technical difficulty, stand by. If you could do that, that'd be pretty good.
Nah, I think what I'll just do is I'll just wait till it processes, delete, download it, delete it, and then re-upload it after I cut that bit out.
Okay. Look at that.
Which is
the gangway doors.
Yeah, it's gonna take all night to process, I bet. So. I mean, it was quick enough that I don't think anyone saw anything, so should be fine.
Yeah, no.
Lifeboat 6,
but,
yeah. This is interesting. Lifeboat 6.
Realized there aren't enough sailors on board. First class Arthur Puchin volunteers to go. He's a yachtsman. This is the only adult male passenger allowed into a boat by Lightold.
Yeah. Because he's adopted the women and children only rule. And the funny thing about this is, he actually has to shimmy down the rope for the boat. Like, he has to actually go over the edge, shimmy down the rope, and into the lifeboat.
Woo!
And in the process, he actually loses his wallet, and then when they dived to the wreck and they were looking for artifacts, they actually found his wallet.
Wow, still intact. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
We got 2 likes so far.
And that makes me wonder: did they return it to him? Did they take it to his gravesite and put it in his casket?
If he had any children or grandchildren, they probably gave it to the kids or grandkids,
or probably stayed in the Titanic collection. I mean, that would have been awesome if it did go back to his family, but
yeah.
Water's up to Titanic's nameplate. Jeez.
Holy shit, that's scary. Oh my god, that's open air, but that's still pretty scary.
Yeah. And then you can see.
At least it's not in a.
And then
Chris, at least it wasn't in a confined space.
Yeah, and as you can see, as we pan around, you can see how low she is in the water. I wonder if it's actually picking up the desktop audio from the... Hey, Jonathan, do you want to plug in your headphones and listen to the stream and see if we actually got any audio coming through?
I have my headphones on. Yeah. Always on.
Are you hearing audio from the ship, from the video?
No.
I mean, I'm not hearing anything either, but in a way, I kind of like it.
Let me try to unmute the stream, and I'm going to check something.
All right, yeah.
I mean, I hear it intermittently, but at the same time, I don't really mind. I'm watching it just because.
Yeah,
I hear it whenever it's on the stream.
Yeah. All right, so a rocket just went off. It's like I have my headphones in, and I wonder is the desktop audio recording it from my mic, or is it recording it from the actual video? If the speakers were, is it doing some sort of communication thing? So did you hear the rocket go off on the stream?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did.
All right, so you're watching from the stream, and you heard the rocket go off.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, that works. Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if sometimes my imagination runs a little rampant, and I can picture us as the officers just running back and forth, and we have radios and be like,
not radios, maybe waving crazily and just waving our guns. It's like,
yeah, hold on, guys.
Back on you.
Yeah,
women and children only.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna check something, so keep it a little quiet for 1 minute.
Okay.
12 seconds later.
And you can see Titanic at this point is on an even keel. She's not leaning to starboard and she's not leaning to port.
Yeah, I can hear. It sounds like it's the headphones that are plugged in.
Yep, Titanic begins listening to port. Yep, to the left.
Yeah, I can see it. To the left, to the left.
Hey, Chris. I think I know where I don't hear the audio as much when I went on the stream. Because it's the headphones or something that's blocking the audio from coming through.
I mean, I've seen
I'll have to go and watch the stream. Hold on. Well, I'm gonna pause this real quick and go back to the actual stream and watch it. Give me a mo.
Okay. I don't know who's creaking or if it's coming from the video itself, but
it's coming from the ship. That there is a creak. Yeah, I can hear it. But let me listen.
Yeah, I heard. Let me
listen to the actual stream here.
Okay. Videoception.
I'm gonna stop sharing here for a sec. Let's hope it doesn't glitch.
10-4.
Actually,
I'm not
gonna let it glitch. So just stay quiet for a sec. I'm gonna zero back to beginning in the stream. You edit that bit out and then re-upload it. I wasn't expecting to have a problem and anything, so I wonder if it's actually picking up the desktop audio from the... Hey, Jonathan, do you want to plug in your headphones and listen to the stream and see if we actually got any audio coming through?
I have my headphones on. Yeah. Always on.
Are you hearing audio from the ship, from the video?
No.
I mean, I'm not.
If I hear the rocket go off, it should be fine.
Hold on, I
kind of like it.
Let me try to unmute the stream, and I'm gonna check something.
All right, yeah.
I mean, I hear it intermittently, but at the same time, I don't really mind. I'm watching it just because.
Yeah,
I hear it whenever it's on the stream.
Alright, so a rocket just went off. It's like I have my headphones. I can't hear it. I wonder, is it my...
You can?
No, I can't. So I have to leave my headphones unplugged. That's just fucking great.
Yeah.
Alright, back to the stream.
We're still streaming, so...
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, I know.
We'll just edit this bit out. Alright, I'm unplugging my mic.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Alright.
Right
Still
now.
got about an hour's worth, but whatever.
Yeah.
We don't have that much longer to go. We only have 40 minutes. I should technically, yeah, we only have an hour to go. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Titanic has about an hour left at this point.
You know, in this whole live stream, there's two sides of me. One side is feeling rather scared and, you know, from those two scenes, and possibly a third. But the other side of me is starting to doze off because, oh my god, this shit is taking forever.
But yeah, it's fascinating. From a historical standpoint, it's fascinating to see just the ship slowly go down. It's, you know.
Geordie Engineering Stokers. Yeah, right there. That means they have an hour left.
Well, no, technically, yeah, 1:20 a.m. an hour left. 2:20, yeah. But I mean, they're ordered to evacuate, but they actually stay by their post until the end. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure there were a few people that left, but the majority of them stayed behind.
16 with 53 people.
Yep.
So we'll probably be
funny thing about this lifeboat right here, this is actually one that was swung out earlier in the sinking and asked to be loaded from A deck, but it was never loaded until like the ship was almost complete, like the entire front section was almost completely under.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to look for the key.
Well, yeah, they were looking for the key to the windows because they're sealed off, and then they got to crawl through. And there's actually little holes along here on the well deck that allow water to drain out. Well, now it's the opposite. Water's coming in through those holes and getting the well deck awash.
Yeah.
So.
I'm guessing we have about 45 minutes-ish.
No, it's an hour. Technically 58 minutes.
All right.
Don't worry, it goes by pretty quickly at this point. There's a lot of action shots, and you get to see that Titanic ass a couple times.
Titanic ass.
He likes her ass for some reason.
Yeah. Did you unplug your headset?
Yeah, I did. I just cranked down the volume so it doesn't sound like a double overlayer. So.
All right.
It might record some of it, but hopefully not all of it.
You know what I heard was pretty stupid by one of the carnival companies?
Yep, boiler and floor is forced to be abandoned. So now the only boiler rooms left online is boiler room 3, 2, and 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I've seen is like at some of those like carnivals or whatever, where they have all those bounce houses and stuff. You know what one of them was that I saw? One of the sinking Titanic, like where it's about to break.
Oh.
Like it's like halfway underwater already. Like where it's at a big tilt before it breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a freaking inflatable slide of that. Like you would climb up to the top of where the stern is. And then,
yeah,
like,
I've seen those.
That's just rude, to be honest.
Yeah. Although I have to imagine when they were filming the '97 movie, and people were sliding down the decks, as the ship was going up and up and up. From what I understand, they were like tied onto these boards, like little skateboards, and they had wheels underneath them, and then they were tied. Those were tied onto ropes, and they would be pulled at high speed down the decks of Titanic, as if they were sliding down, the wood planks.
I bet that was fun, though, but at the same time, slightly terrifying.
Yeah, but you got to imagine, it's like riding a skateboard, so it had to have been a fun day on set just to be pulled down the deck at high speed.
It's historically accurate. Whee! And I'm slightly terrified.
Exactly.
Yeah, that gangway door really helped.
Nope, it's gone.
It gone.
I think the reception room at this point is, almost already completely flooded.
Oh, man, that's another scene that actually spooks me.
Not because the well deck is now completely awash because of that one, because all that water going on the well deck through those holes and then the open gangway door on D deck.
Yeah, but regarding the reception
that kind of makes you wonder, had they not opened that door, would it list so badly to port?
Yeah, but regarding that reception room or whatever,
yeah,
it's not the it's not the closed space that spooks me. I mean, it does a little, but it's when the lights start flickering is when it's kind of spooks me.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, that should be coming up here soon.
Oh God.
I wonder if there will ever be like a scene where you're in the engine room and then the ship starts to split apart and you can watch it happen from the inside.
Please don't. That's going to give me nightmares.
And that lifeboat's still just hanging there.
You had one job. One fucking job.
Exactly.
Although, like you were talking about with the Titanic virtual reality thing, I still say the game over screen would be super scary if it was you being pulled under with the Titanic.
Yeah, I have to admit, that would be pretty creepy. Yeah, that virtual reality game, that's the same guys who made this.
Yeah, but again, like I said, the game over screen, you being dragged under.
Yeah.
I could see many of people being both very satisfied by that, but also ripping off their virtual reality headphones.
Like, oh my God, I don't want to see that.
What?
I wonder how they would recreate that though. Would somebody be wearing like a body camera? Like how how the cops wear body cameras on them.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's been people that wear body camera, like if you would have somebody wear a body camera that was waterproof, you tied like a rope around their leg, put a air pressure regulator on them, and then just drag them sharply down, like with a rope. Like if you could build like a tank and do that to them, could you replicate what it would look like if you were being pulled down with the ship?
You probably could, and then you have the animated pieces of wreckage being yanked
just
under
like the flailing,
the
like
water.
How they would animate, like put like like how they did the animation with the Polar Express, those little dots they put all over Tom Hanks.
Yeah, something like that.
Do it with that in that tank, and then they would be and then you could see them like flailing, like as if they were drowning, and
then just go
and then just
limp
edit
when they
all
get
into
under.
CGI and then put it in,
Yeah, I could see that, but again,
and then a gigantic wasted GTA style comes on like wasted.
No, in that kind of era, it would be sunk.
Sunk.
Exactly.
That's a really bad joke, but so true.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Wow, look at that port list. Holy crap.
Yeah, you can see it now, like especially where like I think it's the C deck is where it meets the bow. Like you can see like where the corner is, you can see that's the first thing going in.
Yeah, and you can see the lights on the actual forecastle for C deck completely under at this point.
Yep.
Frankfurt's coming, so that's good. And the Baltic's coming.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Baltic's on their way.
Yeah, Frankfurt's actually a German ship, and they were actually having trouble communicating. Oh yeah, here's his favorite part.
No, that was the porthole scene. This one I can tolerate a little better because it's got a little more room. But when the lights flicker, it makes me think the Haunted Mansion a little.
Yo, Jonathan here.
It's not as scary. I mean, Yeah, it's a little bit dark in some spots, but whatever.
Yeah, Jonathan, you here?
Yeah, I am.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
Anybody comment on the stream?
Much.
Let me check it. Hold on.
Yeah, this scene really doesn't scare me. I mean, it does bug me a little, but it's only because it's a lot bigger than the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, nothing updated on the stream. No.
All right. And you can definitely see how fast the water is rising at this point. I mean, you can see, go with the candelabra, the bottom of it. You can literally just see the bottom just getting swallowed up by the seawater.
And you said the reason why the lights were short is because the seawater was getting into the circuitry.
Right, and and there were some cases where the water got to the circuitry but didn't like burn it out, and the lights would have stayed on underneath the water until until the water reached like the circuit panel or whatever.
Yeah, again, like I said, that scene didn't bother me as much. Again, it's just because it was a lot bigger. The porthole scene and then that other one, oh dear God, those are scary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you haven't seen the end yet, have you?
I think you showed me that the first time.
No, I'm pretty sure you left before before the end happened.
Yeah, you did. You went to bed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so you haven't seen that end. I mean, you know what happens, but at the same time, it's pretty damn scary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's fun. So lifeboat number 14 drops because of the falls jam.
That's basically jumping into a 4-foot spot in a pool.
Yeah, pretty much. That's not too deep.
Yeah, you hit the bottom a couple seconds later. Bloop. Yeah. But for a whole bunch of people,
you can really see the port list from this side.
Yeah. Lifeboat 12 is launched, but yeah, now it's starting to speed up a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell in some cases, like, you can see how at one point, like, it's going super slow, and then it accelerates, and then it goes super slow, and then it's, it just repeats. That's actually because the bulkheads are, failing at certain places, and so the bulkhead fails, water fails, water fills the next compartment, but it takes a while for that compartment to fill because, it's such a vast amount of space. And so, bulkhead fails, water rushes in, pulls the bow farther down at a rapid pace. Then it starts to, even out and slow as water, starts to rise in that next compartment.
Lifeboat 9 is launched with 40 people.
Yeah, you can really see how that list is now on this side of the ship. It's really bad.
It's drunk on seawater. What do you expect?
Yeah. It's like,
and also,
I'm fine. I'm just a little bit tipsy.
And remember, they ordered people off of boat 2.
Men, yeah.
Yeah, at gunpoint, too.
The men, at least.
Yeah, that's
oh, you bloody wankers, get out of the boat right now.
I have no clue where where Captain Smith is at this point. I think he's on the deck on the RMS side of the ship.
Hey, the RMS Virgin is coming.
Virginian, not Virgin.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
I know. Well, there you can see the starboard propeller sticking out of the water.
Mm-hmm. Remember, it levels off somewhere on here. It levels off, remember? It's not tilted anymore?
It did level off already. Now it's tilting to the port side. It doesn't level off again.
Well, that's right.
But it never rolled over, which was good.
Yeah. Otherwise, there would have been a total loss of life. I think at this point, she's been on afloat for an hour and a half, way past Thomas Andrews' estimates. Because he gave her an hour and a half to live at most. And, they did sinking tests with a digital model. And every time they did that test, she rolled over.
Huh.
And then it wasn't until they added in the coal fire into the equation, which, they shifted the coal from the right-hand side of the ship to the left-hand side of the ship. It already offset her by 3 degrees, and that kept her on an even keel long enough for water to breach the left side of the ship, and then she started rolling to the left. So, That's why.
You think that now that I think about it and I look at how the Titanic is going down, you think that maybe they would put lifeboats at the end, like around, like a rim around the stern, if you will.
Actually, they did that with Britannic. Actually,
Oh, okay.
her younger sister. And you know what happened to that? They thought
What?
they could beach the ship, and well, that didn't work. That didn't work as planned.
Nah.
Like her watertight doors were open, and keep in mind during those times there was no air conditioning on board the ship, so they had basically they opened the portholes on the deck on Britannic, and then she hit a mine, and then she started sinking because of that mine, and her frame actually warped. So the watertight doors jammed in their tracks because I think they were in the middle of a shift change, when the doors when they hit the mine.
And that was all Germany's fault, wasn't it?
Well, it was mines are indiscriminate killers. They're not meant to hit hospital ships like they did with Britannic. They're meant to be laid where the Germans thought military ships, like troop transports and weaponry transports, those kinds of ships, where would they be, and Britannic was just one of those unlucky victims.
Water begins discharging through the condensers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that's where that infamous bit comes in.
Yeah, the lifeboat.
But later.
When we get to that, we'll get to that. So, Britannic basically the idea was, okay, well, we're sinking probably a little bit, but not too bad. Maybe we can beach the ship on the island. It's only about half a mile away, mile and a half. We can beach the ship on land, and then we can, patch her up and salvage her later. So basically, the idea was to turn the left side propeller at a higher speed than the right, because the steering gear was knocked out somehow. I don't know why they just didn't go to the back of the ship and steer the ship from that point. Why couldn't you just gone to the docking bridge, which basically is connected to the steering gear on the ship, how the rudder turns, and turn the ship from there. I don't know if that would have worked or not, but they decided to rev the left side engine at a higher rate than the right side engine, which would allow the ship to turn right. But because they put boats on, right here on Britannic, you still have your propellers turning. What's going to happen when that boat's going to go in the water? It's going to get dragged back. Where's it going to end up?
On the floor.
No, where's it going to end up when you drop it in the water and your ship is still going forward? The boat's not going forward. It's stationary, but your ship is still going forward. What do you think's going to happen? And you're starting to list to starboard, and you're launching ships from this side of the ship, and they're landing in the water here, and this thing is still turning. What do you think's going to happen to that lifeboat?
Oh, they're going to get turned into horror movie extras.
Exactly. Yep, Cape Race, Canada is now out of range of the telegraph.
Oh, and I saw the lights flicker a little.
Yeah. So the idea was, okay, let's turn the left side propeller at a higher rate than the right, and we'll get to land and beach the damn thing. And they didn't realize they were sinking, and so people on the bridge were like, "Oh my God, we're sinking! Let's get the hell out of here!" And without permission from the captain, they launched the boats prematurely, and 30 people died pretty much because they got chopped into stew from their propellers.
Yeah, they became horror movie death extra.
Exactly. They were chopped to bits. That's literally the only way. You'll see that happen in the Britannic. I think we might not. I don't think we should react to that one because it's kind of violent. I mean, if this was not violent enough, anyways.
Uh-huh.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Still there, John?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Google Hangouts and everything's working for me now, so I'm good.
Okay.
It was that.
Look at that. The bow's almost under.
Yeah. I wonder what your reaction would be if you were on the crow's nest.
Yeah, they would have evacuated the crow's nest by now.
Yeah,
Frederick Fleet's actually on Lifeboat 6, so.
Can you imagine? I don't know. I feel like you'd have to jump from there.
Yeah, well, he was already in the boat. But the funny thing about that is, Frederick Fleet was actually in Lifeboat 6, who, he spotted the iceberg. And then guess who was also in the Lifeboat 6?
Who?
The helmsman of the ship at the time of the collision.
Oh, I bet he had some choice words for him.
Oh, well, no. I mean, what was his name? I forgot his name. It's so important. I need to look that up. That is really bothering me now. But he and Margaret Brown actually got into a fight on the boat and in the lifeboat, and he's basically like, "If we go back, they'll swamp us," and basically they wanted to go back and pick up survivors who were in the water. I think she won out the battle, and they the ladies took the oars and started rowing. And I don't think they helped anyone. I think only one boat went back, and that was the boat with Officer Lowe.
Yeah, it was.
Or I don't know if that was just a figment of the movie or not, but I'm pretty sure it was just Officer Lowe.
I think it was Officer Boxhall is what I think it was.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Lowe. Funny thing about Lowe. He was actually asleep for like the first 30 minutes, first hour of the sinking.
Yeah.
And then he started realizing his luggage.
No. He was actually asleep, and no one really liked him, and so basically they woke him up like an hour later and say, "Hey, get up, you slimy bastard! We're sinking,"
They're like, "Was it?
Oh, well, why the fuck did you wake me up then?"
Yeah.
It'd be like, what the bloody hell's wrong with you? Are you drunk again?
Yeah. Look at that list, though. That is really bad.
Was he the chief officer?
No, Chief Officer Wild. He was the chief officer.
Yeah, the one that says if we go back, they'll swamp us.
No, that was the helmsman at the time of the collision.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember his name.
I'm a little confused. I know there's officers and stuff here, but was there a first mate for Captain Smith?
Well, the ranking went like this: Captain Smith, Chief Officer Wild, First Officer Murdoch, Second Officer Lightoller, Third Officer Pittman.
Fourth was Boxhall.
Titanic.
Lifeboat 11 nearly swamped by the bilge discharge.
Because it was Boxhall that was the fourth officer, fifth officer was Lowe, and Moody, Mr. James Paul was the sixth officer.
I already looked it up. Hold on, let me double check that.
That's what I'm looking under.
Okay. All right. Hold on.
Here goes the deck.
It was Captain Smith.
Yeah, don't hit the deck.
It was Captain Smith, Chief Officer Wild, First Officer Murdoch, Second Officer Lightoller, Third Officer Pittman, Fourth Officer Boxhall, Fifth Officer Lowe, and then Sixth Officer Moody.
Yes.
And then Robert Hitchens. He was the helmsman of Titanic at the time of the collision, and he's the guy that got into a fight with Molly Brown. Well, I mean, we know her as Molly Brown because she was called after she died, the unsinkable Molly Brown. But he was also
a dick.
No, but she was called Maggie when she was alive.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And then her real name is Margaret Brown, and then
history would call her the unsinkable Molly Brown. Yes.
Yes.
Is it just me, or do those smokestacks look like giant cigarettes?
Yeah, they look like
giant Marlboros. Yeah, don't smoke that. Chris, what did you just say about not smoking them?
What?
Nothing.
What are we talking about?
No, I was just joking how the funnels look like giant Marlboros.
Oh yeah. And you
Yeah,
know
don't
what's
smoke
sad
them.
about Frederick Fleet?
What?
He after the Titanic disaster, he was never the same, and he actually committed suicide.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
he was press.
Oh, here it is. This is the infamous moment with the lifeboats.
Yeah.
13's abruptly pushed backwards by the bilge discharge, jamming
Which
it on
basically
the
jams
fall.
it on the falls, meaning they can't release them because there's no slack. And then lifeboat, I think 15 starts to be lowered above them, and then they can actually reach up and touch the bottom of the boat, and then they finally cut away the falls just in time. Yep, lifeboat 15, and so they
With 68 people.
yeah, they cut the falls, and then
They got out of there quickly.
just in time. Yeah.
Yeah, here it comes. Yep, there it is.
I
Yeah,
wonder
can see why
how. I'm shocked they didn't even know above that boat was still there.
Well, think about it. The fact that number 13 got pushed in.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
there
then
it is. Come
that's the
quickly
last
as
legible
possible.
messenger
Man,
from
engine room
Titanic
flooded to the boiler.
because her power is gone.
Yep. But yeah, right there. Yeah, with number 13 being pushed backwards. Yeah, I don't think 15 even got a chance to see it.
Yeah. They probably thought she got away.
And then they look up. Oh shit!
Yep, there it is. But yeah, here's the thing about here's the thing about Fleet. So Fleet got married, and then on December 28th, 1964, his wife died, and then he lived since she I guess she lived with her brother, and he lived with her brother because she was his wife, and after his wife died, her brother actually evicted him from the house, and then Fleet fell in a spiral of depression and then hanged himself in the house's garden the next year on January 10th, 1965. And
oh god,
he was buried in a pauper's
on
grave.
birthday.
He was buried in a pauper's grave, and then his grave was found in 1993, and then the Titanic Historical Society got a headstone for him, an engraving of the Titanic, on it. So that was cute. And then on the 100th anniversary of the disaster, some dick actually took off the centennial wreaths from, illicitly. He removed them and replaced them with a pair of binoculars, saying, "Dear Fred, sorry for bringing these 100 years too late, but better late than never. You said if you had these, you would have had enough time to get Titanic away from the iceberg. So here they are. Love, Francis." What a dick.
It's slightly funny, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's a dick move.
Look at this. This is this. Yeah, that's in the movie. We have dressed in our best and are prepared to go down as gentlemen. And then, he says that in the movie. But we would like a brandy. So yeah, he's the guy. And if you watch the scene with Near My God Today, he's in the grand staircase and he's watching the flooding coming up through ADEC, and then he basically looks like, "Oh my God, I'm going to die." Yeah, and then in Frankfurt, the German idiots being German at the time, or something like that. And B-Deck is awash now, so
it's only a matter of time now.
Yep. And speaking of Fleet, the incident was condemned by the British Titanical Society, but good thing. I was like, oh my God, you fucking idiots. Like, I mean, who does that? Takes off, the whole light, the whole the whole thing. Who does that? Like, seriously.
Closer.
Yep. Oh, sweet! I got the receipt for my back to the 1885 event.
Oh, good.
Yeah, my dad
So
finally got that sent through.
Yeah. Well, at least
Glad
now
that
you
that
can
was
take
so understanding. Those lights gonna flicker. I feel they're gonna flick. They're gonna go down any minute.
Yeah, it's really hard just to watch this happen.
Yeah.
When I was watching the sinking of Titanic in the '97 movie, I always wondered why the first funnel fell over to the left. It was because of the list.
Yep.
Had she been sinking, completely level straight down, it would have fallen forward. But it was because of the list it fell left.
I like that. Olympics like, I'm on my way, big sis. Yeah, but you're 500 pounds.
You mean little sis. You mean little sis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Olympics.
Yeah, they were built at the same time, but Titanic was Olympic was finished first, and then Titanic finished a year after.
So yeah, the big sis is gonna try to save the little sis, but yeah, you're 500 miles away. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
And you said Olympic was scrapped in 35, right?
Yeah. She actually lived a full service life. Funny story about Olympic. She actually was torpedoed by a German U-boat, but the torpedo was a dud.
So it just like bounced off the side.
Well, no, it actually punctured her hull, and then she started taking on water, but no one really knew why she was listening. Everybody was yep. And there goes.
Ooh, okay, that was a little bit scary.
Yeah, Olympic and Mount Temple are out of range of the telegraph now. She only has about 30 minutes left at this point. So we're very near the end here. But Olympic had that's Lifeboat 4. That was like lowered very early in the sinking, and now it's finally being lowered to the waterline. So, but the whole what was I saying? Oh yeah, Olympic was actually torpedoed during World War I, and the torpedo was a dud. And then she's after Titanic had sank, she was given a double hull, which basically would add more protection. Like she was given a double walled hull. Like how do I put this? She's like her double bottom. Oh yeah, double hull. Yeah, double hull. Double bottom was actually extended, so the sides of the ship was, instead of having one layer of protection, it was doubled up. So there would be an inner skin, which would be the inside of the ship, like wouldn't have the boilers and all that, and then there was a outer skin, which was the outside of the ship, and then in between that there was a space, like a watertight space. So if water would come in through the ship, it would flood that inner space, and that was the idea with Titanic's double bottom. It would keep that space watertight.
Gotcha.
Before
I'm trying to keep it a little bit. I'm trying to keep a little bit quiet because I'm getting ready for bed, but I'll stick it up for the last few minutes.
Yeah, we only have about 30 minutes to go. So.
Alrighty.
Yeah, but with with Olympic, so she got punctured, and then
who's the Yipiranga?
Another ship. I'm not sure who.
Sounds like a Japanese ship or something.
Probably was, but the torpedo punctured, and then she had a hole in her side. No one understood why she was listening to this one side, and then they got her in dry dock in 1920, I would say. So they got her in dry dock in 1920, and the water started draining out. And as the water got towards the bottom of the ship, water starts pouring out the side of Olympic, and they're like, what the hell is this? Only to find a big torpedo sticking out the side of the ship. It's like, what the hell? And so it basically, this happened very early. I think it happened very early on in her career, like in her World War I career as a transport. So basically, this one went unnoticed from the end of the war all the way to 1920. 2 whole years and they didn't notice.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for you to make a reference to that Titanic ass.
Yep, there's that ass.
Oh,
Look
God.
at that big ass.
I walked right into that one, didn't
You said it first, Chris.
I? Yeah.
Look at her. She has a huge ass.
Yeah, and that condenser's not doing much anymore.
Nope.
Now, the condenser is probably dead in the water right now.
I think it's literally just above the water line, actually. It ain't helping much, but it's working. Actually, if I remember correctly, Lifeboat 13, when it was pushed back, actually got a little bit of water in it. So people are like ankle deep in water right now.
In the video.
You can hear the ship starting to groan under the pressure now. It's so sad.
Yep.
How many minutes we got? 2 hours, 15 minutes we've been here. Holy crap.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's almost over. She only has 3 minutes left to go at 2:20. So.
Yeah, this is twice as long as.
Lifeboat 4 rose for the open gangway door, but cannot find it as it's already underwater. It's like, where's the open gangway to? Oh yeah, it's on the other side of the ship.
You bloody idiot! You opened the wrong door.
Yeah,
there it is on the other side, but it's covered. You being covered up by water now. I mean, if we go to the left side of the ship, B deck is already flooded, so it's basically 2 decks underneath the water right now.
Yep.
And now that kind of makes me wonder, when it dived for the bottom, the door on the wreck is no longer there. Yep, Carpathia's out of range. But when it went for the bottom, I wonder what happened to the door. I wonder, because it was open. Did it get sheared off as it dived, or when it hit bottom, did it fall into the sediment? Because did it break off the hinges and then fell to the bottom?
It broke off. They were saying it was right on the ground, right by her where she was laying.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
If you watch the Ghost of the Abyss story, it shows it on there.
I'll have to look that up after this is out. Yep.
Yeah, be something.
Captain Smith. Yeah, we saw this last night on the last signals.
Yeah.
But yet they stay.
Despite the transmissions falling apart.
Yeah. Rip.
Yeah, I mean, like I showed you guys with that little lantern. I would, it. For me, it kind of doubles right now as my source of light, but I can imagine right now because of the ambience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I could totally see me if I was there with you guys using this as a little beacon for the other lifeboats. Hey, over here. Here's the Carpathia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not battery powered, but you get the point.
Yeah.
My God, that is a sad sight.
Yeah.
Pretty scary too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the cranes on the C
to
deck.
The bridge. Oh, there go the lights.
Yep, the cranes on C deck are out of action now. They're never going to be used again. They're actually still in the same position as they were that night.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that bridge scene or what's going to happen at the end.
Yeah.
Well, trust me, you're not going to like it.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I see.
Third funnel's still puffing a little.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think by this point, Boiler Room 3 and Boiler Room 2 are all flooded.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then John was explaining that back one was more for airflow.
Yep, ventilation.
Yeah.
And a backup generator of sorts.
Yeah, it was actually for air ventilation. It was a dummy funnel, which made it look better because they only needed the 3 funnels for the smoke and all that. But Titanic's funnel, Titanic's whole setup funnel is basically it was how do I put this? She only needed the three funnels because of the the boiler rooms. She didn't need the fourth one, but because there was something about the funnels that made them more made ships more popular. So if you look at the Lusitania, she had 4 funnels, and the Mauretania, she had 4 funnels. But Titanic only needed 3, but I guess the 4 funnels basically is kind of shows how luxurious it is. Basically Olympic, so they were built more for luxury rather than speed, which I think the 4th funnel in Lusitania, Mauretania, they the rival Cunard line, I think all the 4 funnels used the uptakes and all that.
Yeah.
As to vent smoke. But Titanic didn't need the 4th funnel, but because it gives the look of a really awesome luxurious liner. So if Carpathia, it would be Carpathia. With Titanic, you go ooh, ah, and you would 2 a.m. Titanic's got 20 minutes left at this point. So with Titanic, you go ooh, ah, so pretty, I love it. 3 is
yes.
Oh, 3 funnels is oh, it's a 3. It's a it's not luxurious looking, but it's pretty awesome looking. And then 2's it's okay. And then 1 funnel's
and no funnels means it's scrapped.
The funnels are basically iconic and basically scream for attention. That's basically how you would rate a ship. Some people would rate a ship by just how many funnels they had, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Bruce Ismay is in right now, and as because of the port list, she's actually scraping the side of the ship because the port list is so bad.
Yeah.
I've noticed something on the blueprints. D-deck door was still attached at the bottom. It's swung still open. What I'm looking at right now on the maps and stuff on Google.
Wow.
Because on this Titanic Below Decks, this Dr. Paul Lee, there's a door open.
Right, I know. I know the door, the hole for the door is open, but the door itself, where did it end up?
It looks like it's still attached, according to this picture. It's still attached to the hinges and stuff. It never broke off.
That can't be possible. I mean, the ship hit the bottom with so much force, you'd think it would fall off.
But remember, once it was going down, it started to slow down.
Not really. It didn't really slow down.
It went in that spiral vortex. Once it gets closer to the bottom, the speed starts to slow down. It doesn't go real fast.
No, it was still going. It was going pretty fast.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the wreck today, the bow section, you can see that the bow section is nearly completely buried up to the anchors.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying where the door was,
which means the bow was going at a pretty high rate of speed when it slammed into the ocean floor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the door apparently looks like it's still there on the open position, according to all these the gangway door on D deck. It's still on there.
I'm gonna look this up. Hold on. A deck on the port side is now starting to flood.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's because it's on the Encyclopedia Titania. It's where the door is, because you can see it's still swung open.
Hold on.
Holy cow, this is... I'm glad we're doing this. Man, this is not the signal I wanted for my brain before bed.
Okay, gangway door on D-deck. Hold on. Encyclopedia Titanica?
Yes.
There go the lights.
Yep, the telegraph is now dead.
Yep.
And Phillips is still tapping away.
Even though it's not working.
Yeah, and then Bride just throws some water in his face. Wake up!
Yeah. Because I see the picture of the gangway door D deck that's open. Unless
it's a spooky orange.
Yeah. Because the only this.
I can't believe how many decks are underwater right now.
Mm-hmm. Do you see it, Chris?
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. Give me a mo.
Yeah. Because I said I found a person who, because the paintings from the bow section of the wreck by Ken Marshall might help to see where the D deck door is. So we know the D deck door never got blown off, as far as we know.
Doesn't Titanic look a little bit like a steamboat paddler with the way it's positioned in the water?
Yeah, it does.
But those orange lights, it's a little early for Halloween.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you want me to send you the picture?
No, I'm looking at it. I'm reading it.
You see where, if you look on the pictures itself, right where the thing broke in half, it's right in that area.
Yeah, I know that. I'm looking for. I'm reading the website, trying to see if there's any testimony about it.
Oh, there's a picture of it. I'm saying what I'm looking under.
There goes the last Davitt lifeboat.
Yeah. That's number 14.
Yep, took it for long enough.
That's the last one, right as it was going in the water to be released.
And that's the last one to be lowered by the cranes, I think.
Yeah, it was. Because remember, they tried to swing it out so they can get the ones on top of the crew's quarters.
Yep.
And how much that helped, didn't help at all.
Nope.
Let me check on the stream here by chance.
It's morbid knowing how many decks are underwater and how many people are probably drowned and floating.
Yeah.
Seriously though, those stacks still look like giant cigarettes.
Oh God.
Yep.
You're never gonna give that up, are you?
I won't give it up like I won't give it up the Titanic's ass.
Oh God.
Yeah, you can hear the ship starting to grow.
Now, which lifeboat is that up there? The one above where 14 was let off. Was that it? Which collapsible is that one?
That's collapsible B on the on the side the side collapsible which is collapsible 14. I mean,
okay.
Which side is 14 launched on?
It was on the port side.
Okay, so the one on the left side is collapsible B.
That's the one that's gonna flip over.
Yep.
Here's the bridge.
Alright, I'm gonna keep looking. There's a door from
That looks like an apartment now.
Let's keep looking here.
Smith and abandon their hopes to call lifeboats back to Titanic. Yeah, they're too far away
Okay,
now.
it was still attached to the bow section in 2001, but it fell off after 2001.
Yeah. So it's right probably where she is right now. Right on the ground, the ocean floor.
No, I think they recovered it.
Oh, where is it?
It looks like it's in a museum.
I think, now that I think about it, I saw it. I remember now.
You saw it
the
where?
deck door.
I remember seeing that door at I was staying at, of all places, I was at the Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas, and they had a Titanic exhibit, and they had the door from that game.
Yeah, I think that's where they have the big piece. Yeah, I think that makes sense. A lot of the artifacts are there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look here.
If you were able
Las
to
Vegas,
it.
yeah. The Titanic artifact, the D-deck door.
Yep.
Located on the starboard side of the ship.
Yep.
First, okay, dining room. The D-deck door was open the night when the ship sank. Door was left open for the night. Oh, so it is that door. It looks smaller in person.
Yeah.
It might be larger though. I'm not sure. I don't think it would have made any difference in the sinking, actually.
Yeah, no.
Having that door open.
Yeah. It would have been too hard to even start flooding it anyways.
Well, I think when that door was open, water may have already been trickling in at that point. I don't know. But
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense that I think when the water finally started coming in, I think there was no difference in the pressure between, you know, the water coming in through that door and you know, flooding the ship in that area. I think by that point she was already starting her list, and it wouldn't have really mattered if that door was open or not. I don't think it would have mattered.
Up roof on ramps made of light ores,
which we don't see because they didn't put it into the game. There just wasn't enough time. It's 2:09 now, so she has about 11 minutes left.
You know, I remember when she falls on, and remember when she falls, 2 of the pieces of wood break off.
Yep. Yeah. And there's water is on boat deck now.
I remember when I was visiting that exhibition, I was given a card of of a passenger, and I was a first class person that made it, despite like I think a broken bone or something.
Mm-hmm.
But what was really haunting was that we were given a photo of ourselves on a full scale replica of the Grand Staircase.
Damn.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, I mean, they even give you like props for for the staircase, like a top hat, stuff like that.
Yeah,
fake monocle.
Wow. All right, so there's A deck, and B deck is completely consumed.
Oh dear. But where the Grand Staircase is.
Yeah, that's B deck. B deck is completely consumed.
Yeah.
That sucks. But
here's your last favorite part: going through the bridge as the water goes underneath.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's get it over with. But if you guys notice anything, the later it goes in the night, can you guys tell a big difference in my voice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see you're freaking out. It lands on Junior Telegraphist Harold Bride. Yep. We saw that in the last signals. Go watch it on his channel. You'll see it in the reaction.
Yep, you'll see it. Here we go. Let's go to the bridge, folks.
The water is literally coming up pretty rapidly now.
Yeah,
all the lifeboats have gotten away, and the only ones that are left is the collapsibles, and they just float right off.
Yep.
See, that one's starting to rise because there's an air pocket. Yep, here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Making Apollo here super uncomfortable.
Not as uncomfortable because I know it's just through the bridge, but it's pretty. It's a tight space.
Well, yeah, because the water is
at
the ceiling at this point.
Yeah, see, this is a little more bearable because there's windows and stuff.
Yeah, but if you're like on the E-deck level, you were freaking out.
Yeah, you see. But yeah, you see there, I wasn't I was a little uncomfortable, but it was bearable because it was open air.
I'm just waiting for the end because I know you're gonna hate it.
Yeah, the Scotland Road and porthole scene scared the crap out of me.
Well, no, I know when we get to the end, you're absolutely gonna be terrified. Okay, yep. And there's the 4 explosions in the ship, and my guess that's the boilers. So now the officers' quarters is completely consumed almost. The bridge is completely consumed. Officers' quarters are now flooding.
Plus, there's nothing probably left of the bridge right now, anyways, underwater.
Nope. All you can see are the davits. And that's pretty much it. And the first funnel here is going to collapse.
Yeah. Because remember, all the windows are gone. They blow out.
Well, that was only in the water. Movie. I don't think they blew out right away. I think they probably blew out maybe. I mean,
because remember they were on track.
Really
I guess
they could have. They probably blew out at some. I think they probably blew out when the funnel collapsed because that was literally right on top of it.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking for the windows that didn't blow out, they probably would have shattered at least when the bow and stern landed on the bottom.
Oh yeah, because there's definitely pieces of portholes that still have glass intact, especially on the big piece that blew off early in the sinking, and yet there's still big chunks of glass that are like 2 inches thick still in the portholes. And there goes the first funnel.
Yeah, and remember
that's tons of seawater right down into the uptakes.
Yep. That's when that guy gets thrown out or something.
Well, yeah, he was sucked against the grate and he was pushed clear, so that was just now. Crow's Nest is completely underwater.
Yeah, like I said with Lightoller, the guy that got stuck against the grate, when he got pushed out by that hot air, one side of him was like probably scared shitless, and the other side was probably having the time of his life in a good way.
Yeah, and the funny thing about the explosion, when they went down to the rack with 3D cameras and they checked out that grate, the 3D cameras actually picked up the grate being bent outwards. So that actually collaborates with Lighttoller's story being, pushed out by the hot air.
Yep.
So there definitely was some sort of an explosion within that area. Grand staircase on A deck is probably completely flooded now, and then the dome will collapse, and the staircase will flood out. Now we don't see it in the animation because, again, this was only done in 7 days, which I have to say, for being done in 7 days, right in time country, not half bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Look at the time, 2:36.
Yeah, for 7 days, this is pretty amazing. There's only 4
minutes left, and then she's gone.
Yep. So second stack's gonna go, but with a big boom.
Yep.
Wait for it.
Doesn't happen quite yet.
No, it's like once it pans out a little bit, like right now.
Yeah.
I think that's when we'll
the reason why it goes out with a big boom is because people think it was coal dust that caught and ignited.
Yeah, I think it happens like right around here.
Yeah, it should be any second now. I think after the grand staircase dome gets covered up, that's when it blows.
Yeah, like right here or so. Wait for it.
There it goes.
There it goes, right there.
And then that's more tons of seawater into the uptakes. And that pulls the ship down even farther. And you can watch as the water starts pouring in, her stern just keeps going up and up and up and up.
Lifting that ass even higher.
Oh my god. Yeah, we could say with her breaking up and falling to the falling back, we say she's twerking.
Well, I don't think she invented twerking yet.
Yeah, probably not.
No, I think twerking would be trying to back up and go forward out of a dock.
Yeah.
You have to keep going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. You have to do like a bunch of 3-point turns.
Yeah.
Now
you can hear the metal really starting to groan at this point.
Yep. Where's that bit you were going to say that I'm going to be traumatized?
Coming up.
Just wait and see.
Oh, dear. I know the lights go out and then it breaks.
But
like
listen
closely.
Toothpick. And boiler room 1 is still working at this point, but it's probably getting flooded out.
That's ludicrous.
That's what I hate.
Yeah, 1,500 people on board. Good lord.
1,500.
1,500 is an abbreviation of it. But listen closely.
Yeah.
Lights are gonna go out,
No,
and then big break.
You hear it?
No.
Screams of people.
Oh, I heard the break.
You hear it now? Hear the screams?
Seems like white noise on my end, but good lord.
You'll hear it after the ship's gone. And there she goes, rolling hard over to her port star, groaning like
because the funnel.
groaning like her
I
last
can hear
breath.
it now, and yeah, I can hear the screaming now, and that's pretty scary.
Yeah, just seeing that massive beast just roll over like that, it's insane. And then the chief the chief baker, he is probably right about here, and he's riding the thing down like an elevator. Or that's what he testified, at least. And then yeah, she almost goes completely vertical as she goes under. And at 2:20 a.m. on April 15th, 1912, Titanic slips beneath the waves and is gone forever. And rescue does not arrive for another hour and 40 minutes, leaving nothing but lifeboats, people in the water screaming in darkness. So what did you guys think?
Aside from those two, aside from the two scenes that you guys know.
Yeah, the spook scenes.
For 7 days. Oh, that's pretty creepy, hearing it breaking apart and imploding.
Yeah. Let's pause on that screen.
Yeah, for me, the fact that this was only made in 7 days, and that it was, I think it was really well made. It got kind of boring after a while.
Yeah, watching the ship sink slowly can get boring after a while.
Yeah, I mean, even if you, played it at double speed, it would still be a little bit boring, but I enjoyed it. I really did.
Jonathan?
Aside from those two scenes.
I thought it was pretty interesting and almost accurate, right to the point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There were things, for me, I mean, yeah, I could, I'm a little upset they didn't include some, like, the lifeboat falls and all that. Or, like, people. Yeah. But I can look past that because, for having the ship sinking, and, having this being created in 7 days' time, in time for the, like, the 105th or 104th sink. I don't remember which one. I think it's the 105th sinking, maybe? Anniversary? Something like that. I mean, seeing that, in real time, knowing these guys created all of this in 7 days, it's amazing at the work they're doing. And honestly, I can't wait for the full game. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be 10 times better than this. And that's saying something. If this looks great, just imagine what the final game will look like,
Yeah. And like I said, remember I wonder if they'll, maybe they will take that game over consideration, and you never know.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. This is probably going to be the last video I ever upload for a while because I'm going on vacation in 2 weeks. I just need a little bit more content to have on my channel. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all.